Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
Summertime, man, all those memories of going to theme parks and going to vacations with your family, and you want to do that as long as you can, don't you? Well, yeah, I know you do. Life Imaging FLA wants you to remember, get a scan when you can. Make it a priority this summer to get that scan and check out your heart and also check out for cancer, because early detection of heart disease and cancer can be a game changer in terms of treatment and outcome. I did this. It takes less than 6 minutes. Keep your clothes on. You lay down. They check your heart. I found out my heart was fine. It was good to know. I have other friends that have been, and they found out they had blockage, and it saved their life. Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is a $699 value, and it's definitely worth it. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. It's Life Imaging FLA. When you talk to them about the free heart scan, ask about the cancer screening. That's super important. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan for Life Imaging FLA.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Discover a career that matters at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Be part of an innovative team delivering world-class healthcare and benefits to America's veterans. Enjoy robust benefits, work-life balance, and career development opportunities. Join a diverse and inclusive community that values your unique background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids, running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. We do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world, and there's tons woke news at 3:20 with Deb. 4 o'clock, it's What'd You Do That's New, how the Las Vegas Megasphere was built. That's Jack's offering. We'll go over that. Find out what our celebrity guest has to offer. Also, 5 o'clock hour, It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. We'll do trivia as well. And then, of course, we'll move right into the 6 o'clock hour. You heard it here first is what we'll end up with. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, it's my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out live as we do the program and get involved with our question of the day. That's JimColbertLive.com. Click right through to our YouTube channel, and off you go. You can leave us a talkback as well throughout the show today.
We love those.
That's right. Get our iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it. Use that microphone to send your comment right over to Jack, and then you can be a radio superstar.
Superstar.
How you guys doing today?
Glorious rain.
Yes, my God, man.
Glorious rain.
Almost got rained on coming back from the cafe across the aisle there. I was
very happy to get my soup wet.
So my God, just keep bringing it. I'll walk through this rain barefoot. I was out praying for it today in my front yard as we were doing yard work.
You're going to walk through rain barefoot after our ringworm story yesterday?
I know. I thought the same thing, Jack.
It's not good. I got
the same thing.
I got another terrible one today.
Oh, no.
Not about something like that, but man, it's crazy. Matter of fact, we just kind of start off with that if you want. 407-916-1041. So this is from The Guardian. Are you think about that, The Guardian, as a news source? Do you pay attention to it? I guess when any of my sources say anything political, that's when I really pay attention to it. Any other stories, unless it has a slant, I just kind of take it for that's what it is. This is more of a science story. Really no reason to politicize this because it affects really everybody. There was a story in China. Chinese scientists say further research is got to go on, but they have found something really, really uncool. And this is, by the way, a trending story from about 6 months ago. Are you familiar with this?
I'm not. No.
Okay, so and it has to do with microplastics. Now, we've talked about the microplastics things for a little while now, and what did we find out this past year, 6 months or so? That, microplastics are everywhere. They're testing, water samples from places you wouldn't think that snow.
They have found microplastics in snow.
Rain.
Yeah.
Everywhere like that.
Fish.
Right. Exactly. Well, they found it somewhere else.
The moon.
Not the moon. They found it somewhere else. This is a study.
Space station.
This is a study out of Jinan, China.
Oh, boy.
China.
Careful.
China. Yeah. Jinan, China. God, I hope I got that right. Oh, actually, I don't care. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. I hope I got it wrong. No, out of China.
Okay.
Where do you think microplastics could be very uncomfortable?
Toilet paper.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say that, right?
In the bidet. Yay.
Oh, hey.
No, I mean, in your intestines.
Whoa, you're getting warmer.
Anus.
Warmer.
Colon.
What is it? Warm.
There's plenty of things I can guess. I don't think I should be saying on the radio.
Yeah. It's semen.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
Yes, that's exactly what's happened. Sperm counts in men have been falling for decades. 40% of low counts remain unexplained, although chemical pollution, has been implicated by many studies. This one is another. How many of the samples do you believe that they found microplastics in during this study in China?
All.
Every one of them. Every single one of them. In Italy, it was half of them. They're saying it's reducing sperm counts. And as we kind of go through this, and we hear this story globally, by the way, that birth counts, or birth rates, I should say, are down globally. Some nations being hit more than others. And people are like, well, I wonder what's going on. Maybe it's a cultural change. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe the fact is
we're poisoning ourselves.
This stuff has finally caught up to us, and it's in our bodies. And by the way, there's a photograph as part of the story. By the way, if you want to check it out, it's theguardian.com/environment. You can see it. It's a close-up of the tip of someone's finger, as if they were turning up to show you their fingerprint.
Right.
And on the tip of the finger, as they zoomed in so close that the finger takes up primarily the entire shot, right? So they're zoomed in pretty well. And what you see is a fine dust that looks like dust, but it's not dust. It's plastic that's been broken apart, broken down, mutilated, and basically turned into a multicolored dust. Like it looks like confetti, like micro confetti.
It's just like the video that we watched last week for What'd You Do That's New about cleaning up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, one of them, and how it all breaks down. And, you know, the other aspect about that, it's not just low sperm count. It could also possibly attribute to the increase of the amount of children born on the spectrum.
Also, it says right here, it says recent studies in mice have reported that microplastics reduce sperm count and caused abnormalities and hormone disruption.
So you could be looking at all kinds of, almost a new whole classification of what could be considered birth defects based on something, and you can't filter it out of the blood.
Yeah. No, and that's exactly what they say. They've also been discovered in human blood, placentas, and breast milk. That was the story I was trying to remember a minute ago. They found it in breast milk. So you're now not only do you have it in your body, now you're feeding it
to
your infants. Yeah. It caused it says impact on health is unknown right now, although microplastics have been shown to cause damage in human cells and laboratories. And of course, millions of tons of this stuff is out there floating around.
Wait, watch the television. You're going to start to see more of those. Hey, we're plastic. We're part of the solution.
What is it? What an insidious thing, right? I mean, when you think about how good, from the onset, when you think about the invention of plastic, and of course still so predominant in our lives, I mean, from where I sit now,
right?
I would say that, I don't know, 70% of the products that I'm sitting next to right now are made from some form of plastic?
At least.
Yeah. I mean, the clothing I have on probably has some of that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the buttons, but I mean, it's even with the cotton and stuff. Well, my watch is steel, but again, everything else I'm touching is plastic.
And that's what makes it so dangerous for firefighters when they fight home fires, because they're not just fighting, wood, cotton, and it's styrofoam, it's flame retardant.
Right.
I mean, it is a toxic stew.
It says they've polluted the entire planet because they've taken tests and samples from areas all over the world, from the summit of Mount Everest to the deepest oceans. People are known to consume in tiny particles via food and water, as well as breathing them in.
Come on, Jack.
You could be breathing this in.
Oh, that ship has sailed. We're doomed. Yeah.
We're on the SS Doom.
Yeah.
Headed toward the sandbar.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And this is, again, in the Italian study. It was the University of Rome. They said intervention is necessary. I don't know how in the hell or how in the F in a million years. You're talking about an undertaking of
epic proportions.
There's no word for it. It's beyond epic. It's beyond it would be the biggest undertaking of human beings on this planet as a species to rid our culture of plastic. I don't know that it's even possible.
Well, I think that's Pandora's.
Yeah,
exactly. That box has already been open, and Pandora's been dancing all over the plastic refuse for decades. I think it's mitigating it, it's controlling it, it's finding new ways of doing things that we thought plastic was going to solve forever, like the commercials you see with like that wax paper instead of using, individual sandwich bags.
Yeah, here's the thing. Still has a viable use for us. The problem is it's the disposable stuff, right? The one use.
The single-use plastic.
That's the stuff that really kind of breaks down because it's made thinner and thinner and thinner to handle whatever it's supposed to package up.
Well, we saw the plastic buoys in that video, as well as the laundry baskets that are still floating out there in the ocean.
And have you guys noticed in packing these days, it seems like in packing anything, we ordered some blinds this past week, and the blinds were sent, and I hung the blinds up. It was just 2 sets of blinds, and as I was walking the trash out to throw them out, I was like, God dang, man.
Yeah.
What unnecessariness when it comes to just packing up 2 sets of blinds and sending them out. It seemed like it made more trash than I got good out of the blinds. I should have just hung a towel up there. I'm serious. It was insane. I was like, God, I literally laughed at myself. I was like, I hung 2 blinds, 36-inch blinds. It wasn't like these were giant blinds.
Well, how about the when you buy those, multiple packs of paper toweling? It used to be that the big plastic wrap on the outside was the only plastic in it. But now every individual paper toweling is covered with its own plastic. It's like, no, I'm not going to buy you because.
And who do they do that for? Out of curiosity, if you're buying a 24 pack of paper towels, who are they individually wrapping each roll for? That's a really good point.
I mean, it's not for individual sale.
No, it's not. But for storage, because you're going to open up the pack and then you have 23 of them waiting, and by the time you get to the end of them, I don't know, protecting it from moisture maybe.
Never had a problem with it.
I just think people's sensibilities get a little weird like that. I mean, maybe somebody called them and called Bounty and said, hey, you know what? When I open up my bag, and the other ones are exposed to stuff, and they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll just wrap them all in plastic then. But even the simplest stuff. I ordered some sconces the other day to install in my studio.
Oh, so fancy.
Right, yeah, super fancy. Just using the word sconce makes me better.
That's something you have with coffee.
Right,
but you have to have clotted cream with that
2
one.
cheap-ass lights. I think she ordered from Wayfair or wherever, right?
Love Wayfair.
Yeah, because they're stylish, but they're really kind of cheap or whatever. But because they were LED lights that are like a long pole and the light shines against the wall and not like out, everything was wrapped in this little thin thing of plastic. I'm like, you did not need this. It was perfectly fine in the packing stuff you had it in. But it was so much stuff. Again, I don't understand why that is so necessary these days.
But I guess you made a really good point, Jimmy. For every one of those people that called to complain that my paper towel got wet. Because I've noticed from Chewy that they've reduced some of their packaging.
They should, man.
Because I was like, this extra piece of cardboard to protect cans of cat food is not necessary.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you have plastics in your semen. Congratulations, everybody.
Take that, Deb.
Yeah. Easy. HR? Well, you're the one who. Yeah, you can't
just told her she had plastic in her semen.
I did not say that. Hey, she doesn't have that.
You were looking at
it. This is a simple biology
plastics
question.
in my breasts, all right? So we're all equal here.
Well, a lot of people in California have that.
I didn't. Oh, man. I thought
no.
they were real.
100% all natural.
Straight reels.
You know.
All right, 407-916-1041, Deb News.
Yeah, the DOJ special prosecutor says the Hunter Biden case is not about addiction. Storms drape over the Sunshine State, and believe it or not, but Joey Chestnut is banned from the Nathan's hot dog eating competition.
What happened?
Joey Chestnut.
The man, he's the GOAT.
We'll tell you why and more coming up next during What News.
He's got microplastics in him.
Odd fella. I've met him like 3 times.
Anybody who can eat that many hot dogs has to be weird.
Nice guy. Really straight up, regular nice guy. Kind of reminds you of Al Bundy a little bit. Right? A young Al Bundy, but bigger than you think. Like when you meet Joey, he's a bigger dude, like a big frame guy.
Really? Yeah. Has to be.
But a super sweet dude.
Well, we'll tell you why he got banned and more coming up next during
You got it.
News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back with Deb's News and more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Because y'all said I wasn't cool this week.
Well,
Booyah!
you're
cool. Boom, boom, ka-choo. Me and Ryan are the coolest.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
Heavy traffic reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at a crash blocking the westbound left lane on I-4 near the 429 exit. If you happen to see any other traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Short on time? Hi, I'm Mike, driving to one of our 30 Orlando Valvoline Instant Oil Change locations. You can stay in your car and let us get you back on the road in no time. No appointment needed. Always quick, but never rushed. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
This Father's Day, get Dad a brand new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware, up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill. That way, Dad can get that wood-fired flavor he loves when he cooks for the family. Or maybe Dad prefers a propane grill. How about up to $150 on a grill from Napoleon? Ace also carries grills and ovens, pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you could just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your Father's Day place.
Thank you from Fence Outlet for 30 great years. We couldn't have achieved this milestone without you.
Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
A weekend full of superstar performances this September.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 14th.
But starting tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet?
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trendley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trendley Kramer, TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think? You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there. Huh?
Sorry. Sorry. It's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender membership required. Loan subject to change.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one. "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why LegalShield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only LegalShield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With LegalShield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
LegalShield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
I'm Maria Konnikova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Deb and I were just talking about the bookends that were video clips of our two candidates for president this past weekend, whether it be the Trump comments in Vegas where he's afraid of the electric boat sinking and getting eaten by sharks, or is it him, or is it Biden freezing solid during a Juneteenth celebration where everyone around him is dancing and he is literally turned 45 degrees to the left and staring into nothing and not moving at all. It is the strangest thing you've ever seen. It's been quite a weekend for our candidates there. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, the prosecutor in charge of the Hunter Biden gun trial says the case was not about addiction. After Biden's guilty verdict was announced, Justice Department Special Counsel David Weiss said it was about, quote, the illegal choices, end quote, Biden made while using drugs.
It was these choices and the combination of guns and drugs that made his conduct dangerous.
Weiss said, quote, no one is above the law, end quote, then added that, quote, Hunter Biden should be no more accountable than any other citizen for this conduct, end quote. The president's son illegally bought and possessed a gun while being addicted to drugs in 2018. Yeah. A new billboard in Brevard County is raising awareness of the dangers of fentanyl. A group of parents bought the digital message along US 1 in Rockledge in partnership, in partnership with Rachel's Angels, along with in partnership with the organization. The sign shows several victims who lost their lives to the synthetic opioid. The county's medical examiner says how many people died with fentanyl in their system last year, and this is just Brevard County.
Just Brevard County.
This is just Brevard. This is the Brevard County Medical Examiner's Office says this many people died with fentanyl in their system last year. It's not too cray, but it's sad enough.
200.
God, Jack. My first guess was my first thought was 325.
Are you sticking with that?
I am going to stick with that.
Points, Jack. 120 people died with fentanyl in their system last year, but
you betrayed me.
That's just one county.
Who did?
Deb betrayed me. She led me to believe that I won.
So
and then
are you
won.
rooting for more fentanyl-related deaths in Brevard County?
I don't
understand.
If that's what it takes to win, Jack. Go out there
Excuse me while I whip
go,
this out.
People in Belbridge, go get yourself some mystery powder and eat it. Do not do that.
No, do not do that. A Florida law preventing medical care for transgender children. Give me the buzzer, Jack.
Yeah, you deserve a bunch of them.
I do. Just one. Okay. Jeez, back off, flower shirt. Taking a major hit, a federal judge ruled earlier today that...
I like the way she puts you in your place.
She gets a ding for calling him a very cool shirt.
It is a very cool
Don't
shirt.
be jealous.
Yeah.
Don't be jealous.
He stands up to the man.
That's right.
Federal judge ruled earlier today that the restrictions are unconstitutional. The decision strikes down rules approved by state boards last year that ban anyone under the age of 18 from accessing treatments for gender-affirming care, like puberty blockers. Medical organizations like the American Academy of Pediatrics have continued to support the treatments. The state is expected to file an appeal. All right, the state of Florida is celebrating a legal win after a national settlement was reached with Johnson & Johnson.
Really?
Attorney General Ashley Moody gave an update earlier today saying a multi-state lawsuit with the pharmaceutical company was able to secure $700 million this week.
Good Lord.
Now, if you have not been following this case, Johnson & Johnson was accused of marketing former baby powder products that contained talc.
Yeah.
Remember the commercials when we were kids? A sprinkle a day keeps the odor away?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, well, a mineral substance commonly used in cosmetic care, but Moody says the material has also been linked to serious health issues, including cancer, cervical cancer, uterine cancer, because a lot of those commercials in the 70s and 80s encouraged you to sprinkle the powder in your panties.
Sure, yeah. I mean, when my girls were girls, I mean, when they, after the bathroom thing, and you just put powder in there so they would stay nice and dry.
But that now it turns out that's the last thing you should put on there because it contains against talc. The company has stopped selling.
Not cool, Johnson & Johnson. Not cool.
Not cool at all, because this is a company we have known and trusted. Again, the company has stopped selling the products after more than 100 years in production.
Insane, right? Yeah.
Florida is expected to receive nearly $50 million from the agreement.
Wow.
So anything that we can put toward our coffers, right?
Sure.
All right, we're noticing a lot of rain. Man, if we're thinking we're getting it today, check out South Florida and Southwest Florida. If you are vacationing in Naples, Sarasota, Miami.
Yeah, Brandon Kravitz went on vacation, and we were trying to remember where he said he was going. We thought that at least some of that was maybe spent in that area down in Southwest Florida. And I watched that, because I'm a weather porn guy.
Oh, yeah.
First thing I brought up this morning was the
radar.
Was the radar to see what we're looking at. It didn't show me anything this morning. Right before I left, I was like, oh, God, here it comes.
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And,
lower the lights.
Yeah, exactly.
Lower the lights.
And it turns out heavy rain all across the Sunshine State over the next few days is a result of a trough over the eastern Gulf of Mexico. The National Hurricane Center's Larry Kelly says it is something they're keeping an eye on.
Something we're monitoring, but really the emphasis here is, regardless of any development, the heavy rainfall over the state of Florida the next couple of days.
Now, as much as 8 inches to a foot or more of rain could fall, especially once again in Southwest Florida and the Lake Okeechobee region. Rain is forecast likely through Saturday, and the system that's moving over us actually has about a 20% chance of developing into something as it emerges over the Atlantic. But the good news there is it will be developing as it moves away from the state of Florida. All right, a project designed to prevent future flooding in one Orange County neighborhood is almost done. Crews are continuing to work on the $23 million drainage improvements in the Orlo Vista area.
Mm-hmm.
The county public safety director, Danny Banks, told WESH that the county has used its experience from Hurricane Ian to create the mitigation plan. Remember, that's when we were talking about high water vehicles having to drive into Orla Vista.
Hard to charge somebody property taxes and have their house flood after a light dew.
Exactly.
Jesus, which is what was happening over there. I swear to God, somebody spit out their window out there and you had to get a canoe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, despite plenty of progress, the new pump system will not be up and running until spring of next year. Due to supply chain issues.
Everybody in Orla Vista, go out to your front yard and quietly cross your fingers.
Right, exactly.
And hope you make it through what is going to be one of the hottest, meanest hurricane seasons so that next year the pumps can take care.
Yeah, exactly. Just hold on this year.
Yeah, there's that other place out in Deltona, too, that's like just praying to God that, oh, God, what is the name of that place out there? Something Island or whatever. And
Disappearing Island?
Yes, it might as well be. And they're just crossing their fingers, man.
Yeah.
It's just a roll of the dice out there.
So many. Well, that's not the only one. Talk about crossing your fingers. It worked in Osceola County because a controversial plan, needless to say the least, to raise impact fees in Osceola County is on hold. We had talked about this during Woke News about a week or so ago when the county commission, they held a workshop yesterday to discuss raising those fees to the highest in the state. The fees would more than double from $10,000 to $25,000 for a single-family home. Get this, if you're a grocer, those impact fees would have tripled. The commission decided to delay the vote until next month so they can look at alternative options.
Sure, yeah.
I wonder how many angry homeowners showed up to that.
Seems like the analysts came through with some information they didn't care for. Huh?
I think so. I think that was the case.
We asked a couple of people, and they wanted to just burn you down.
Wait,
they were mad.
It was only for new home construction, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
All right, so existing homeowners would have been unaffected by this.
Well, seemingly, yeah.
But investors and builders in the area, those are the ones that would probably say, yo.
Yeah.
And then pass that on to the homeowners.
Well, right. Well, but they're also the ones who donate the checks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
To the commissions?
Yeah.
The old permission commission?
Yeah.
Texters are saying Stone Island is what you were talking about.
There you go. There you go. Versus Grand Island, which is out by the Mount Dora area. But yeah, I remember the news stories about Stone Island. It's such a beautiful spot.
I was out there the other day and just used my windshield wiper cleaner on my truck, and then had to get a FEMA trailer.
All right, newly released documents from the Gabby Petito murder investigation have revealed some new discoveries.
It gets just when you thought this case could not get creepier or meaner, then you read this.
Yeah, the FBI found a revolver speed loader and 2 arrows near Petito's remains in Wyoming in 2021. Now, the speed loader did contain bullets, but the gun itself was missing. It's not clear why they were there. Federal agents found 2 semi-automatic handguns during a search at the home of Brian Laundrie's parents after Petito disappeared, and a revolver was found at the scene in Carlton Reserve that agents believe Laundrie used to kill himself.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is the information of letters or something that she wrote that she was, like telling him to stop crying.
Yeah,
asking him to stop crying and stop calling her names. I mean, what was this guy?
I don't know, but they did release the letters because I didn't know that she had sent a letter to him.
Yeah.
We've always talked about the letter that Roberta Laundrie, Brian's mother, had written to him that said burn after reading. I don't know why she wrote that.
Yeah.
Such a mystery.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of burning.
Maybe they enjoyed the movie together.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, a 74-year-old convicted felon is behind bars accused of causing a 3-alarm fire at a Miami apartment building as well as a shooting.
Wow.
Miami Assistant Fire Chief Chiquita Butler says Juan Figueroa is being held on several charges, including attempted murder and first-degree arson in the incident, and which left a 30-year-old apartment employee injured.
He is responsible for the shooting and the fires at this moment. But what order they happened in, not quite sure yet. But he is responsible for both.
Yeah, officials say Figueroa was armed with a black revolver and 5 live rounds when he was arrested. So he shot this employee, then caused the 3-alarm fire. At least 40 residents have been displaced. They were pulling water out of the Miami River to try and douse those flames yesterday afternoon. Now, back in 1992, Figueroa was charged with second-degree attempted murder and aggravated assault. He's due in bond court today. The state fire marshal's office is investigating, and the Red Cross is helping displaced residents.
I'm just glad he was out.
Yeah. All right. If you know anybody in the Navy or in our service, heads up. Authorities are warning Florida service members about a loan scam. The Navy Criminal Investigative Service, NCIS, says suspects are targeting financial companies who primarily work with military personnel. Some of the impacted regions include Mayport up in the Panhandle and Jacksonville.
Yep.
So the agency says scammers are approaching victims in public areas and asking where the nearest bank is before requesting to borrow the victim's phone.
Oh, man.
The person will claim they forgot their debit card and got locked out of their account.
Right.
Similar experiences can be reported directly to the NCIS.
Yeah. Don't hand any rando your phone. Don't give any rando information. Don't talk to random people.
We had a friend who did that, and
was standing right there.
Right in front of the person, and they took
$500 from her.
I thought it was $5,000.
Was it? No, was it really that much?
I think it was over $1,000.
Yeah,
wow. And they did it in 11 seconds. And the kid was 12 years old?
Yeah, and he was standing there, and he never hid the phone from her.
Yeah.
It was, I'm looking for my friend. They're on the way.
Boom, that's it.
And that was it. And the next thing you know, that money is gone. Wow. All right, a Northeast Florida city is known as the worst summer vacation destination in the country.
Okay, Northeast Florida.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
A new Forbes advisory study has named as the least favorable travel spot in the entire United States.
Is it Jacksonville?
It is Jacksonville.
Do you know why?
The smell.
The survey compared 50 of the most popular cities based on more than a dozen metrics. Now, the River City received the lowest score due to...
God, how much time do you have?
A lack of walkability.
Yeah. It is a weird city like that. It really is, because the river kind of goes right through the middle of it.
Right.
And it is kind of weird how segmented it is. I give you that. I haven't spent a ton of time in downtown Jacksonville, but it is a bizarre town.
It says the number of flight disruptions.
Yeah.
and a high crime rate.
Yeah.
Other cities who are ranked near the bottom of the list include, I was surprised by this one, Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
What?
Fresno, not surprised by the last one because of your stories, Jimmy, Memphis.
Oh, yeah, Memphis is not good. Yeah, Memphis is not good. It has great barbecue, but it's not worth getting shot for. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, what city is being called the best place in the U.S. for a staycation?
For a staycation?
For a staycation.
God, I feel it's got to be out west for some reason. I'll go. I'll go Seattle.
All right.
Best city for a staycation.
This is called the best place in the U.S. for a staycation.
It's probably somewhere like New Orleans.
I'm going to go Orlando.
Or maybe New York. Is it Orlando? Is it really?
Dong it up, my friend.
Wow, really?
How do you not guess Orlando?
Wow. I didn't think she would do a story that it was us.
Well, yeah, Jacksonville is the worst.
Yeah.
There you go, the special ending. Orlando is being called...
Yo. So you can go from the worst to the best in 2.5 hours.
Exactly.
Wow.
But for a staycation, now this is according to a study by Wallet Hub, which used criteria ranging from parks and museums to restaurant costs. Orlando came in first place, followed by Honolulu, Hawaii, Cincinnati, Ohio, Las Vegas, and Tampa.
Oh, yeah. Tampa's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater.
I'm sorry. Cincinnati?
Yeah, I know.
Come on,
I know. Other top Florida staycation spots include Fort Lauderdale, St. Petersburg, Miami.
Yeah.
Jacksonville was treated nicely on this list.
Okay.
Tallahassee, Pembroke Pines, Port St. Lucie, and Hialeah.
Yeah. Well,
Hialeah.
Can I tell you, I stopped at Port St. Lucie.
Not a lot of people do. Wallet Hub found 82% of Americans plan to travel this summer, but high costs may force some to cut back on expenses and take a less extravagant trip or stay home. And when you live in Central Florida, you are spoiled.
You are spoiled. I mean, you could drive 15 miles from where we sit right now and be in a completely different planet. At a number of places. I mean, you could have an island adventure. You could have a theme park adventure. You could do a beach adventure.
You could start your morning with the sunrise on the East Coast and end it just a couple hours later on the West Coast with a gorgeous sunset and a delicious dinner over there.
And now you have that Evermore thing as well and Discovery Cove to be able to stay there in one of their cottages and have access to all that stuff. I mean, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Speaking of crazy, a new survey is showing that Americans will shell out big bucks for a good hot dog. The survey by food distributor U.S. Foods shows that people would pay $5.88 for a single hot dog, with the average American eating 2 hot dogs a month.
Okay.
I would love to pay that, like, next time I go to a sporting event or Primrose Lanes.
I was going to say, if this is supposed to be shocking on the low end, it is. Because, I mean, the average hot dog at a place like that's like $9, $10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't sleep on that Primrose dog.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Meantime, the price of hot dogs have gone up 7% this past year. Think of that as we get ready for our July 4th cookouts. The survey also said the top regional hot dog was in
Chicago.
Absolutely. Followed by New York.
Yeah.
Got to have one of those, what are they?
Dirty water dogs.
Love those dirty water dogs.
Man.
Love them.
I used to love to get the soubrettes downtown when I was going downtown and hanging out. Like when you come out of one of those clubs and you've been there all night doing whatever, one of those soubrettes with some onions and mustard, man, there's nothing to bring you back to life.
I know.
Didn't they have that, like, the bikini girls selling it, and there was a controversy because they were hardly wearing anything except this really thin bikini?
Yeah, that one lady, and then there was the bikini coffee shop that got shut down too. A bunch of prudes.
In addition, the
no fun Orlando.
Yeah, no joke.
In addition, the number one topping in New York for hot dogs.
It's got to be mustard.
Jack?
Oh, that's my favorite. Relish.
Onions.
Oh, yeah.
Top in New York, while in New Jersey, it was ketchup.
Oh, can I tell you, that makes perfect sense. You should have ketchup on a hot dog.
Yes, you should.
It's a sausage. You eat it with mustard and onions.
Sound like a regular fib. All right, speaking of hot dogs.
Okay, good.
You know what I started doing? My burgers? Ketchup and yellow mustard.
Oh, that's never been done. Good job.
I think I've invented it.
You should try salt on your fries.
Hey, by the way, let me be the first one to welcome you to the 50s.
We're having a sock hop
You
Friday.
know what? It does taste quite similar to a McDonald's hamburger.
Hey, hurry up and eat. We're going to be home by 9.
In bed by 10. All right, Joey Chestnut is reportedly being banned from the annual July 4th Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest.
What happened?
This is really kind of, I am legit on the edge of my seat to find out how this could happen.
The New York Post reports the 16-time winner of the contest won't be allowed to participate in this year's event because of a deal he signed with vegan food brand Impossible Foods.
Wow, really?
Major League Eating. Yes, there is such a thing. Major League Eating told the Post that it's, quote, devastated, end quote, that Chestnut has chosen to represent a rival brand and that it hopes to have him return once he's no longer representing Impossible Foods. For those who do not know, Chestnut won last year by downing how many hot dogs at the Coney Island event?
It's so disgusting.
The answer is 2, Debbie.
Debbie?
Too many.
Yeah.
He called me Debbie.
I think isn't it like 51 or 2
Oh,
or
no,
something?
it's more like 67, 70. In the
What are
60,
your votes?
70 range. Okay, 72.
This son of a bitch.
Give me a number, Jimmy.
65.
62 hot dogs at the Coney Island event. Careful, it sounds like you're choking
You
on
better
a hot
watch
dog.
yourself. Give me a ding, dude.
You said 50, though.
Give me a ding.
Didn't
I
you
got a
say
ding. I was
50?
closer than you. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go. Thank you.
He set a world record in 2021 when he ate.
Oh, God, dude. 84.
Jack?
72.
76.
Oh, man, doesn't feel
I'll
the
let
same.
you all split that.
Doesn't
but
feel the same.
No, 76 hot dogs.
And it's gross because they dip the bun in water.
Yeah,
so basically, they're just eating. They're eating bread slop.
It's like-
it's gruel.
Yeah. It's gluttony.
It is gluttony.
Yes, I hate those things. I can't watch even a little bit of one.
No.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I almost got sick to my stomach when he started telling me about eating chili. He was in the studio talking about he just won a chili eating contest. He ate like a gallon and a half of chili in a minute or something. And then I saw a video of it, and he's just eating it with a big soup spoon. I'm like, that is disgusting. It's disgusting.
And what's
he's
the,
a sweet dude, but that was gross.
And wasn't the Black Widow, the female champ, like this just itty bitty thing that could just pound those hot dogs down like she was being paid by the hour?
And that other dude like lost his mind.
What?
That Kobayashi guy.
Yeah.
Like he kind of retired from it because it started affecting his mental health or something.
Oh, really? Like 62 hot dogs in one sitting? Couldn't possibly.
Who would have thought that 700 million grams of triglycerides could do that for you?
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. And for today, we are going to be seeing increasing rain and storm chances, and these will be heavy downpours that we'll expect. Now, we aren't going to be expecting an all-day rain, but we'll see some breaks in between those heavier downpours. As we head into our Wednesday and Thursday, even higher chances of these heavy downpours will be taking place. Temperatures this week will be below average as well, with highs in the 80s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a Biggie Bag at Wendy's today. When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's Biggie Bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's Biggie Bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Rebath of Mid-Florida is here to do one thing and one thing only, guys. That is to replace or remodel your bathroom that you hate. And you can do that because these guys are the greatest, man. They really are wonderful people. It's a father and son team that's been in town for like 15 years. And all they do is turn your bathroom that you hate into a bathroom that you love. They do that in just 4 to 6 days. That's right, not weeks or months, days. And they do it with their employees, no subcontractors. And it's even better than that. Lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Even better than that. If you tell them the Jim Colbert Show sent you over, they'll give you $800 in upgrades for your bathroom. And guys, man, these products are amazing. Natural stone, travertine, and marble, all cut perfectly, no grout lines, and multiple choices of sinks and tubs and toilets and lighting and tile. Guys, what I'm saying is your ideas, their design team, their products, you have a beautiful bathroom you can love for years. And again, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, $800 in upgrades. Don't waste your time. Get over to rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters. Convince yourself this is the answer, and then start enjoying your new bathroom. Again, courtesy of rebathmidfla.com.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
High interest rates and higher prices may be the norm everywhere else, but not at International Diamond Center. IDC's rolling back prices and taking interest rates all the way to zero. It's true. Now for a limited time on virtually any purchase, you can spread your payments over 4 years with 0.0% interest. Get the best price on any piece of jewelry. Now divide that by 48, and that's your super low monthly payment. Designer engagement rings as low as $50 a month. Diamond earrings as low as $45 a month. Wedding bands as low as $40 a month. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. How about a $7,000 diamond bracelet, just $146 a month? All fashion designer jewelry is included. All colored gemstones. All certified diamonds, too. This is a spectacular offer exclusively from International Diamond Center. But hurry, you only have until June 30th to take advantage. Celebrate your love now with 0% financing store-wide for 4 years. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details, shopidc.com. Approved credit.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Let's make Father's Day something this year with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. It whips up over 60 premium cocktails on demand, each ready at the push of a button. And right now, you get $50 off when you buy 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Make Dad's Father's Day by making cocktails with all natural juices and bitters without making any mess at all. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get $50 off the best premium cocktail maker for Dad. Bartesian. Premium cocktails on demand.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Divorce? Call Trindley and Kramer, TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Yes. Online at JimColbertLive.com.
So my body is full of microplastics now. I feel like I should throw myself in the recycling bin. Oh, no, wait, I can't. Recycling's a scam. Can't even be recycled. Damn it.
What up, guys? It's Sport from Duval. Got a question for you. You get access to one of these things for an entire year. Unlimited access for a whole year. What are you picking? A $1 billion yacht or a $1 billion plane or jet? What would you pick if you could have access to one of those for an entire year?
Oof.
Have a good day.
Thanks, buddy.
Easy.
Yeah, for me, it's easy, too.
Yacht.
Yeah, the boat for sure.
Same here.
Yeah. Yeah, that plane's eventually got to land. That boat can just go anchor somewhere and just let your boy chill.
Yeah, the boat is the is the vacation.
Sure, yeah.
The plane is a means to get
to somewhere.
Yeah,
Right.
way to a means. Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Way to
Text us 77031. Now, Jack figures that out.
Okay.
I'll introduce myself.
It's
then-
a ride.
And then I'll introduce Deborah, and then the guy that won't shut up.
Ways to
The guy that won't
a
shut
means. Ways to means.
And wait.
Do you guys
ends justify the means?
we were talking about watching videos yesterday, and the one thing I forgot to mention that I like watching, and this just kind of corresponds with it. I like watching military action videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like from even back from the Iraq War, even some of the stuff from Ukraine, just paramilitary like strikes, military strikes, just how calculated that stuff is to get all those people moving in one thing for one goal.
Oh, I prefer to watch military people coming home.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. Yeah, that's really good as well.
You'd rather watch.
Yeah, just saying. But this is the stuff that movies are made of out of Fort Myers. Did you see this story? This is crazy cool. Sheriff office, and they released this video, which I found kind of ballsy because it's pretty out there. So I guess a bank in Fort Myers Bank of America, this guy takes two people hostage, a bank teller and I believe a bank manager, and kind of had them at knife point. He was standing behind them. The cops had been engaged. They were on property, and there was a negotiator there, right? And when apparently, and I didn't know this, look, here's the thing. Logic kind of tells you that this is the case, but if you are in a bank and, you are like robbing the bank and then something happens, you're in that bank. If you brandish a weapon of any sort, right, you've pushed the barrier now. You've let people know.
You've escalated.
You've escalated this thing to a situation where, they are going to try to negotiate, but in reality, they're trying to do a little something else. So this guy is standing behind these two people, and he's got their, like he's using them as a shield, but he's a little bit taller, so his head is right there in between them as he's got this knife.
Ooh. Here comes the beanbag.
He's standing in the back of the bank, and they're standing in the back. Well, the negotiator, you can see him clearly. By the way, all this is on video. You can go and search this in Fort Myers for the guy who winds up doing this, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. He's standing there, and the SWAT team has pretty much they have accumulated in the lobby area there as the negotiator is talking to this guy. Hey, we want this to be okay. We want to get you the help you need, blah, 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 blah. Well, what I found out is this. Hostage negotiator guy really wasn't trying to placate this guy, make him feel better. What he was trying to get this guy to do is kind of let his guard down a little bit, because once that knife was shown, this is what the cops were sharing. Once that knife was shown, that engaged this to a whole different level. They're not trying to do anything other than take this guy out.
Yeah, then it's deadly. They can respond with deadly force.
In the lobby, at an angle where the guy couldn't see what was going on, all he could see and hear the negotiator. This SWAT team guy gets a buddy of his to stand in front of him. He puts this .308 rifle, this sniper rifle, on his buddy's shoulder and shoots this guy in the forehead through a computer monitor. The computer monitor actually stays on, and in the video, you can see a giant hole in the upper right-hand corner of the monitor, and apparently that is a common thing that they learn to do in sniper school, is to shoot through certain things to hit their target and understand how the round is going to react. They used a .308 round, and I remember that my uncle used to have a .308 rifle, but they said the design of that particular round has a lot of penetrating value, so it's able to kind of continue on course and not be deflected by anything. It'll just kind of power right through it and still hit its target. They shot this cat straight in his forehead. Pink iced this guy out in the back and laid him down, then ran in, threw in some shock bombs just to make sure everything was all right, got everybody out there. It was a perfect operation. You see it?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this guy was threatening two people with a knife.
I mean, we're watching the snuff film, but
yeah.
still.
You're basically watching you're watching a police activity, Jack, that turned out in the perp's death because he caught a .308 round in the forehead. That's not a good place to catch one, by the way.
No.
Maybe?
I mean, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
That's exactly it, too. Yeah, that's really the only reason I talk about this is because of that. You do stupid stuff like this, and you open up for these people to use their skill sets on you, and that's exactly what happened here.
What's amazing, though, is so I searched it when you mentioned it, and I'm watching the Channel 7 News, and their story the video begins with the moment the perpetrator is shot in the head. So they showed someone die, and then they tell you the story. Oh, by the way, usually
it was a cop who did this, guys. Chill.
Yeah, usually they give you a warning. Hey, some of you might not like to see this. They start the story with the video of this guy being hit and dropping to the ground.
It's almost like the anchor went, that's our opener.
Right. It leads.
We're going to open up with a forehead rifle shot. That's Fort Myers police. So good job, guys.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, taking down that guy.
Amazing.
Shot right through that thing. And the hole it made in the monitor is like perfect. It looks it's like a movie. All right, 407-916-1041.
How is the monitor still on?
It's still on. That's a great ad, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, back in a sec with What'd You Do That's New. Hang loose.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Heavy traffic continues this afternoon on I-4 in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Heavy backup still reported southbound on the turnpike for drivers traveling near US 27. There is activity blocking the right shoulder, causing nearly stopped traffic back from County Road 33. If you see traffic problems today, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Every business faces challenges, but shipping shouldn't be one of them. Turn shipping to your advantage with USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Summer is here, fully engaged. You're out to the parks, out to the beach, maybe to the lake, just doing the fun stuff you love, and you want to do that forever. You want to have your friends and family around for as long as possible. That's why I strongly suggest a scan from our friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Make sure your heart is in good shape. Make sure you don't have cancer creeping into your health. And man, when you think about these numbers, you think about 30% of the very first symptoms of heart disease is sudden death. Man, you realize that early detection does save lives. So do this. No dyes. You don't take off your clothes. This entire thing only takes a few minutes. Not invasive at all. Do not wait. Do exactly what I did, what Jack did, what my in-laws did, what my wife did, and hundreds of Central Floridians. Get over to Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And here's how easy it is to do as well. You just hop on board there at pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you got to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. This is finally the year, guys. You're going to take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think?
You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there.
Huh?
Sorry.
Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender membership required. Loan subject to change.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any Fence product. Go to FenceOutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Deputy Scott. We watched that video today. I'm pretty sure that 308 round was a ways to his means, or a means to his ways. I'm not sure, but it did what it was supposed to do.
It did.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Scott.
Hey, you know what would be really cool? Think about like a motorhome blimp, where you just fly around and it's a whole house, but flying in the air.
Yeah, I don't hate this idea.
How come nobody ever built one of those?
Well,
I don't know.
I think they did in the movie.
Discuss. I love you, Jimmy.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Sorry, Jack.
And so is Jack.
Yep.
Somebody texted him about that last story and said Lee County split his wig.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was
Lee County SWAT.
The county SWAT team.
Yeah, I give credit to the cops or the police, but I don't want to do that. The SWAT guys take it seriously, and I don't want to get sniped through my screen. Let's do what you do that's new.
What you do that's new. What you do that's new. Hey! If we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Klausman Law.
Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash. Call Glenn Klausman at Klausman Law. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday for Colbert Court. Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, we do What You Do That's New. This little bit is where one member of the show will choose something for the other members to watch, read, or listen to. We'll do that, then come back that following Tuesday, discuss that, move on to the next member. This week, it is Jack's choice, and I do not know who the celebrity guests are, so Jack will surprise me with who it is and what they've chosen for us this week. Jackson?
Yeah, so this is kind of how they build that type of video I explored, and it was on YouTube. I've actually found watched a couple over the week. I gave you guys the shorter one because I know your attention span.
Yeah,
and it's about the Las Vegas Megasphere and how it was built, a $2.3 billion entertainment venue.
Yeah.
But you've seen it. It's this giant mall in Las Vegas. It's total video wall on the outside, total video wall on the inside. But there's a lot more to it than that. And so this was, what goes into a $2.3 billion venue.
You think about how much money that is.
Stupid.
I mean, it is insane. That's 2 cruise ships, like 2 Royal Caribbean cruise ships. Oh, that Disney ship, the last Disney ship that they built, the last big one, the one before that was a $1.1 billion ship.
Yeah.
So they built 2 full-size, 2,000-foot cruise ships for the same money to build this building.
Mm-hmm. So you guys watched, it was a shorter video, just, about 8 minutes long. Then I watched a longer one, and it even gave you more details about it.
I watched part of that one as well.
Did you?
Yeah. Because the one you did was great, but the one right above it in on the YouTube thing was about 10 or 15 minutes longer.
Yes.
And it was a little bit more precise about the sound system and stuff, which I thought was unique.
Which I was actually going to switch the link because I figured you wouldn't click on it till today anyway. I was actually going to switch the link so when you clicked on it, it would have went to the longer one.
Yeah.
But my wife and I watched both of them. I go, which one did you like better? She goes, the first one. I go, why? She goes, it was shorter. I'm like, whatever.
She doesn't, yeah.
I go, all the good info's in the other one, though.
And what's cool about this assignment, which I thought is, we have a small, not like this, but we just had a smaller, kind of really cool venue open for us in Orlando with Judson's. Jack was just there this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a listening room, a really nice place with really nice stuff. But the reason why it's so unique, it's specifically designed acoustically to produce the best sound from whomever's performing at that particular time. I've seen one show there. It was amazing. Jack has seen, I think, 2 now, 2 or 3. And for this thing, it really is. Now, what was weird about it is how they were going to make their money back. I mean, theoretically, if you're paying $2.5 billion for a building, that so much better be packed like 5 times a day for a long time. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things with this building at first, right? How are they going to make their money back?
Well, they picked a good venue, and it's Las Vegas, so it's not just concerts in the Sphere. They have, a whole basement or the base of it.
Yeah.
There's events, and there's in the outer lobby.
Yeah.
There's computers and other things, or robots, AI robots around where you can interact with them. So and just gaming itself on property. So I think they're going to do okay.
I feel that this thing is about 20 years ahead of its time, almost.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You think? Yeah.
And I could see where Orlando would be a good site for this.
Yeah, that's why
I know they're going to London next, but
actually they're not, because in that video that was the plan.
Right.
In the subsequent video, they said since then the people of London, it's like we don't know if we want that.
Right.
If we really want that here, so they're now looking at alternate locations.
So I thought it would be like Dubai.
Easily.
That seems like a no-brainer because there's guys out there who can write a check for that easily, no problem.
Yep.
There's so much money out there that is a piss ant amount of money to what they would normally spend.
Visit Florida has that in their back pocket.
You're right.
Well, they gave it all to Pitbull.
Yeah, they gave it all to the Orange County Convention Center, but I would see us as being the perfect location for one of those.
Do you think this country is big enough for 2 of these?
Sure.
I mean, really? I mean, $2.5 billion facility in one of the number 1 visitation places or visitation destinations in all the world?
I think it's what Las Vegas had to pull out of its hat to, because again, it's between Vegas and Orlando when it comes to convention travel, or at least before the pandemic it did.
I would think they would have to have one near or somewhere around London or England or, maybe even in France. Somewhere in Europe, they would have to have one. And then somewhere in Asia. Maybe Australia, somewhere like that. Maybe, I don't know, but you could see a number of them being around. But again, man, I think it's so unique to have one because that Sphere experience is kind of like some of the park experiences that we offer people who have never been in any of the parks here.
So one of the really interesting things that I learned from watching this video is the video that plays inside because of the shape and size of the dome. It's not just. They don't just take, your regular video and project it up there. No, they actually had to create, MSG Studios, and it's Madison Square Garden. It's the same company that owns Madison Square Garden and Rockefeller Center and, a couple of other venues as well. And so they have this, and they have a dome that's a quarter of the size in California, and that's the studio, and they had to develop a special camera to shoot this.
Every video you see on the inside of that screen and that dome and that Sphere has to be shot by these studios Jack is talking about. You cannot just take a normal thing and put it up there. The machine will not configure it to that style. You have to shoot it with a special camera, a special everything. So, man, the money involved in this thing, just the ancillary money, not just the facility itself, just all the money around it.
So they tested by taking, a a dozen cameras welding together to try and create this image. Then they just did this lens. It's like a foot wide, this giant lens. I think they got like 8 patents on it because they had to build the camera and the lens to be able to capture a video and then display it so it plays out.
The other thing I thought was fascinating was that they had to use the 4th largest crane in the world.
Yeah.
They had to ship that from Belgium on a ship to California, then put the crane together. It's so damn big. It then took a smaller crane 18 hours to dismantle the big crane.
Right? Yeah.
It was like...
It took a crane to put the crane together.
Yeah, totally. It was crazy.
And then loader, it's how the roof is designed.
Yeah.
It's like 30 of these special designed girders that weigh like 37 tons a piece or something. But they all come together like a Tinker Toy thing because there's this thing called a pressure cap that they basically lower down that offers that resting point for all of those beams and stuff. It is crazy. 1,600 or 16,000 speakers, and the sound even comes from the
floorboard. Yeah,
so it can give you the full experience of what you are seeing or hearing.
It was some crazy number. It's like there's 8 speakers per person.
Yeah. And it has a thing called reflective or directive sound, so that regardless of where you are in that building, it will sound the same as if you're in the dead front in the perfect position, theoretically, to hear a concert. Because everybody knows the best place to see a show, if you want to hear it the best, is right in front of the sound booth.
And that's why
it's right in front of the mixing table.
It's become both a bucket list item for me to go see a show at the Sphere, but it's also like, God, that's just got to be sensory overload.
Yeah.
Because when they were showing the videos, I don't even know if you would want to stare at the band or the videos.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it was so bizarre that when they, as you're watching the video, they show you
the crowd,
still shots of the crowd. It takes you a minute to figure out that it's inside.
Yeah.
Because you have to actually look for the crowd to see the seam.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a what do they call those pools? Infinity pool?
Yeah.
It's like that with the image. It just kind of blends into the crowd, so you have to figure out where it begins and ends.
It's so cool.
I can't wait to go. I hate Vegas so much, but I would go out there to see a show for sure.
I've never been.
Oh my God. I think you'll hate Vegas.
Yeah, I don't think but I'd go for the Sphere.
The coolest thing I saw in Vegas is there used to be a walkway, I think, from the MGM to New York. There was this bridge that you could walk across the Strip,
Yeah.
And there was a guy that sat there, and it was a homeless guy. And this is a true story. Do you know the story?
No.
Oh, God. We're walking across there, and this guy makes a living because when he was this is a story I heard 10 years before that moment of him sitting on that bridge. Him and some buddies made a bet, and the bet was if he lost, he had to get breast implants. And he lost, and he got them. And how he made money as a homeless person is you paid him $5, and he showed you a dead perfect set of B cups. And I mean dead perfect. It was uncomfortable. It's weird. When you're looking and you see a perfect set of B cups, and then you look up, and it's a guy who just changed your transmission. It's a guy just showed you a basket of peaches on the side of the road. That's who it is. And then you look down, and it's like Jennifer Aniston. Look up, not Aniston.
No.
Down, Aniston, up, not.
Harvey Keitel on the top, Jennifer Aniston on the bottom.
Yeah, that was the strangest thing, and he was so shameful. It was, I couldn't wait to pay him the $5 to see him, though.
You should have paid him $10.
I said, this is the best $5 I've ever spent in my life. He did not smile.
Oh, Jimmy.
It seemed like he'd heard it before.
I'm sure.
Jack, you have something for... By the way, great choice, Jack. That was
awesome.
Very interesting. If you want to check it out, Master List, JimCorbettLive.com, the What'd You Do That's New class, our Master List, you can click right through. Who is our celebrity guest, and what do they have for us?
Well, our celebrity guest is actually 2 celebrity guests.
All right. They do.
They go by the name of Tom and Dan.
Oh, okay.
All right.
As you might have heard from A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan, A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. And
7 o'clock right here, yeah.
Everything Tom and Dan. And not only did they give us a selection to watch that we will review next Tuesday on the Jim Colbert Show, but they will also join us next Tuesday on the Jim Colbert Show as our guest co-host.
Yeah, dude, that's great, man. That's great. You guys are great, man. They're awesome.
I love them.
And their selection is the Best of Beetlejuice compilation. Deb, relax. No, Deb, you got to bring it back. It's not your Beetlejuice. It's the Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern Show.
Oh.
Before Deb got too excited.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, how long is this thing?
It's like a 40-minute video.
Oh, come on. All right, very good. All right, so check it out.
They actually sent a couple other things, and they two other selections were things we've already watched before.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so the best of Beetlejuice from Howard Stern. We'll do that 40 minutes, and you guys will review that next week on Tuesday.
Correct.
With Tom and Dan. Of course, that's a corporate time with Tom and Dan that you hear right after our show.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I was going to talk about this yesterday. We never got to it. I find this to be really interesting. Now, maybe it won't be. I think it's fascinating. I like these things that this new technology that makes us kind of pay attention to our humanity. And I think this is one. This is an AI thing I've not heard of yet, but you'll kind of understand the implications when I tell you in a second.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klausman, KLAUSMANLAW.com.
Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klausman, KlausmanLaw.com.
Bye. From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klausman Law, KlausmanLaw.com.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 this afternoon as you travel by the major attractions exits. Multiple crashes are causing heavy southbound traffic on the Turnpike this afternoon. There's a crash blocking the left lane near Scrub J Lane and near the Oakland Exchange exit. The earlier crash that was reported near US 27 is still causing backups on the interstate. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Man, here in Central Florida, you know it gets hot. We're going to have some rain this week, but man, it'll be right back into the mid to high 90s before you know it. Is your AC ready for these brutal summers? If not, you got to get with my friends over at Mills Air. Get that preventive maintenance plan. It's like a tune-up for your AC. They go through everything. Make sure there are no leaks. Make sure you have enough Freon. Make sure all your duct work is good. That's what that's all about, and that ensures you be nice and cool all summer long. 30-plus years of experience. Let them use that to make sure your AC doesn't quit on you. Their techs are awesome people. They know these machines inside and out, and not to mention, these guys are Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that could mean this. If you do need a system swap out, up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that very important appointment. It's easy. 407-277-1159 online, millsair.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is Attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injured law firm of Kaufman & Lind. I'd like to thank some of the people in my firm who make this possible. Craig Lind, Christian Schlereth, Ken Schoenberger, Natalie Bailey, Sarah Burkhalter, Bree Lopez, Ashley Larson, Skylar Ferrazzi, Renee Rosso, Catherine Ewing, Delaney Hogue, Patty Hotchkiss, Christopher Hunt, Christopher Diaz, Matthew Fondren, Jonathan Lamb, Sam Korth, Bridget Lind, David Love, Haley Weedman, and Alex Francis. I can't thank you enough. Contact us at winunis.com or dial pound 546. Offices, Orlando.
Here's a Father's Day dad joke. The way a pawn moves in chess is pretty straightforward. You know what's not a dad joke? Getting $50 off the Bartesian Premium Countertop Cocktail Maker with the purchase of 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get the best premium cocktail maker for dad at the best price for you. Bartesian, premium cocktails on demand.
High interest rates and higher prices may be the norm everywhere else, but not at International Diamond Center. IDC's rolling back prices and taking interest rates all the way to zero. It's true. Now for a limited time on virtually any purchase, you can spread your payments over 4 years with 0.0% interest. Get the best price on any piece of jewelry. Now divide that by 48 and that's your super low monthly payment. Designer engagement rings as low as $50 a month. Diamond earrings as low as $45 a month. Wedding bands as low as $40 a month. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. How about a $7,000 diamond bracelet, just $146 a month? All fashion designer jewelry is included. All colored gemstones. All certified diamonds, too. This is a spectacular offer exclusively from International Diamond Center. But hurry, you only have until June 30th to take advantage. Celebrate your love now with 0% financing store-wide for 4 years. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details, shopidc.com. Approved credit.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
I'm Maria Konnikova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah. High velocity lead poisoning is just kind of a bitch, but well deserved to some.
I just got bitched out by doing that.
For doing what?
On the texting service. You see that text?
No.
The guy says the last I'm going to listen because you're reveling in somebody losing their life. I don't know how you justify it. Blah, 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 blah. There's no joy in killing somebody. So the guy said, this will be my official last text. I'm not going to listen to the show anymore because you were talking about a guy who got shot in the face by a SWAT team while holding 2 people hostage with a knife.
Robbing a bank.
And I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
For talking about how cool it was that they were able to subdue that dude and take him out so that other innocent people did not get hurt. So I'm a bad person for that. I just want to make sure I'm accurate. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Mm-hmm. And you want to leave us a talk back, you can do that. It's easy. Go to go to the iHeartRadio app and use it with Real Radio, that little microphone. Send your comment on down to Jack, and we'll put it on the air.
Superstar.
How much stuff a day do you think you interact that's AI, Jack? How much stuff a day do you believe that you interact with that's created by artificial intelligence? Something you read, you see,
constantly. Well, first of all, any smart device is a form of artificial intelligence, right? So Siri, Alexa, Google.
Well, anytime you ask Google for anything, I mean, that search engine is basically AI, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Deb, how often do you believe you interact with AI throughout the day?
Probably more than I, give credit to.
Yeah, the more I learn about it, of course, we talked about this heavily at the end of last year, going into this year, and as it progresses and as we see it being used for different things, different applications, that you're probably coming in contact with it way more than you think. Mostly, I believe, through advertising.
Right.
A lot of the ads that you see today are created via AI, maybe even stuff that you hear on the radio created via AI, because production companies are able to use ChatGPT and all of its, and many others, by the way, to create really good images and sound. I mean, guys are writing songs with it left and right. Like it's nothing. It takes no effort to get this thing to do something cool.
Yeah, but I do know that there are some companies that have restricted their employees' use of ChatGPT.
Yeah, for sure, right.
Because it's open source.
Yeah, of
They
course.
don't want company secrets on an open source platform.
Absolutely. Well, AI is doing something different that has only been human specific for many, many years. And for a while, this event, was some of the biggest entertainment that you could have in this country. It was a phenomenon for many, many years. This thing that AI is about to step its foot into that I find very, very interesting. What do you guys think I'm talking about here? AI is about to replicate something or have this online, and it's something that only humans have done. Matter of fact, it's kind of dropped off lately, but there for a while, I would say from the 40s until the 90s, this type of entertainment, this type of event was one of the biggest that we had in this country. And there were multiple of these, by the way.
Pageants?
That is the answer. There is about to be a Miss AI. They are creating teams of people.
Jack?
Teams of people are creating avatars, or is that what they're calling them? Just AIs and avatars. And they are entering them in Miss AI pageant.
So even though they're artificial intelligence, it's still Miss AI.
Yeah. So this is where I find this very, very unique, right? We always know that. We always say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Or skin deep.
Right. So the idea of what Jack finds attractive or beautiful, the idea of what I find beautiful, you, Larry, Ross, Celine, Sean, Sabrina, we all find different things beautiful. But what is the one common ingredient when we see pageants?
Big boobs.
Everybody kind of looks the same. They're all, quote, stereotypically beautiful. Right? They're not beautiful for who they are or what they are or anything they've done or something they've achieved for the most part. They're on that stage because they are physically attractive. And that is simply it. Because you can be dumb and physically attractive or really, really smart and physically attractive. Nobody really knows any of that. They just see you being physically attractive. Now, the idea of the AI is to create a person that represents a lot of things. And with AI, you can do whatever you want. And by the way, I guess it's really hard to do this. This team from Morocco created an AI. It took them 6 months to get this right. You figured 6 months of just typing in, no, make her look like this. Nope, skin of your fingers. Nope, just over and over and over. And what they wound up with looks like Jessica Biel and Melania Trump. This one team. So my thing is this, now there are judges that are going to be part of this, right? They're going to judge this. And by the way, the judges are human.
Right.
Oddly enough. So the thing I think is funny is how do you think that you could create an AI avatar that is supposed to compete in a beauty contest and not have her be stereotypically beautiful, but have her be everything that you would want a contestant to be? Smart, wise, an activist of some sort, a good person. I don't really know how it's to go on, but as opposed to you just making them as pretty as you can make them.
I'd like to know who made them.
Yeah, well, it's teams from all over the world. There's a team from
teams of who?
Yeah.
I guess
it's people.
Yes,
right.
It's people. Yes,
So
men
it comes
and
down
women?
to people, and you even said everyone has a different perception of what they think beautiful is.
Right.
However, you can boil it down to an equation and use what is considered beautiful based on just like AI does. It takes the information that's out there, right? And
according to your prompts,
or just what they see. Like they can look at all the beauty pageant winners from the past, 100 years.
Yeah, theoretically, I go, I want the cheeks of Cindy Crawford. I want the mouth of this. I want the eyes of this.
Or look, it's like, okay, what do they have in common? Well, the distance between the eyes is so-and-so, or this. And find all those commonalities and create something using that, formula.
Now, let me tell you, have you seen any of these photographs? By the way, this is an NPR story. Look at that. That's AI.
Yeah.
That's fake. She's fake. It looks like a photograph.
It does.
I mean, it looks like a photograph of a woman standing in her hallway of her house. And that is 100% fake. It's so crazy to me. Even the person who's doing it, this woman named Fawcett, she goes, I really wish there was some difference in the people who are applying for this. But every person that comes in with their AI, Miss AI, it all looks the same. Yeah, I would like to see somebody maybe a little different gender, or maybe someone larger or older, or someone with flaws. It's such a big scope. That's what I find interesting in this.
And that's why I asked who created them, because if it's a bunch of 18 to 25-year-old men.
Yeah, but I don't even know if it's that. I mean, even if you take the machine and you go, hey, create me a beautiful woman, what's it going to do?
It's going to pull from all of the images from the internet, and it's going to pull from what we have told it is beautiful.
But if I don't, what I'm asking is, if I don't tell this, if I don't prompt it at all, and I said, hi, ChatGPT, create me a beautiful woman, what is that going to look like? Is she going to be white? Is she going to be black? Is she going to be Latino? Is she going to be tall or short, fat or thin, blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes, hair blonde, blue, or blonde, red? Is it going to be brown, brunette, black? Is she going to be pale skin or dark skin? And all I'm saying is, create me a beautiful woman. That's all I'm saying. I wonder what the machine does without prompts. Does it automatically go to stereotypically beautiful and just pop out, some stereotypical Christy Brinkley picture? Or is it going to put together something that is a bigger culmination of what a human being is, other than just the skin that's on their bones?
Well, that's been one of the issues. I saw a piece recently on CBS Sunday Morning about that issue. The lack of kind of real-world representation in AI, and why young people are kind of being warned, listen, this AI world you're being shown isn't necessarily the real world, once again.
Right.
So, that's one of the issues, because, again, it's only as good as the information it's fed.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you have to prompt it. It says here, the Miss AI contestants aren't just being judged according to their looks and messaging. There are two more unconventional criteria that play not traditionally found in beauty pageant judging. The skill with which the AI creators employed AI technology to make their models look hyper-real, and how deeply and quickly these avatars are engaging audiences on their social media feeds, because each one of these AIs has its own Instagram channel.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
And they're also influencers already. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons that, by the way, this came about is, when you read the story, and it's fascinating, one of the reasons this came about is because companies were sick and tired of dealing with influencers. That's supposed to be like a $200 billion business by 2035, by the way. It's not quite there now, but it's going to be 10 times bigger, the idea of influencers. But what they're finding is that influencers have become progressively more difficult to deal with. They charge too much money, and you can't guarantee the impact. So what they're doing is they're using some of this AI to create influencers that are not real, and ingratiating them to the audiences through their Instagram accounts, and then having the avatar actually be the influencer for the channel it actually was created by.
And AI takes another job.
Yeah. That's exactly the case. Isn't it? Like it would be like us creating an AI that represents the Jim Colbert show, and we can recreate this woman or this person. It doesn't have to be a woman. And we think that our audience is going to relate to this person the most. So what would we culminate as a person that Jim Colbert show listeners would find very entertaining, maybe attractive a little bit, funny for sure, intriguing, all those things you want to be when you're in this business. And then we send that person out or that thing out into the metaverse and let it do all of our marketing for us. And it's working. Not quite at the level of influencers, human influencers, but it is working.
I would be interested in the demo because I wouldn't listen to an influencer that's human, so I'm much less likely to listen to one that's AI.
Well, and people are talking to these women. I mean, I'm not joking. These women are. If they're, it's all
we already
women.
know they're having an AI brothel, so I'm not surprised, Jimmy.
They're getting in. I mean, they're engaging with these people about these products. Hey, tell me more about this company you are talking about. Because again, if you're on the other end of that and you're a person that has a very difficult time starting in conversations with women, specifically dead, beautiful women, and you can do this, you can engage someone and see them engaging you and they're beautiful, that provides that something that guys want, even though it's not real.
This is just the modern version, Jimmy, of a strip club.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm not so far.
Yeah, bring her flowers and diamonds and champagne, and she'll tell you she thinks only about you.
Yeah.
So you're my special man.
Well, all of these AI females in this article all have more followers than we do on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah. Every one of them.
They create video, pictures, and then you already have the response using AI, so people interact with them like they would anyone else on social media, and to them, they can be just as real.
Yeah, and this team from Turkey created one of the Miss AI finalists, a green-eyed, red-haired woman named Seren I. 5 months ago, she's an ambassador for their jewelry e-commerce company because human influencers they approach cost too much cash and were too demanding. And so the avatar is cheaper, more flexible, doesn't talk back.
And she has 13,000 followers.
13,000 followers as a fake person, as a fake thing. And it says with AI, there's no limit. This is the very first one they're going to do, but there are others already in the tank. Other AIs, people trying to do AI contests of this nature. And it basically is almost like that robot fighting show. You just build your robot and send it out there into the world and see if it can kick some ass. And that's basically what they're doing. They're building these women or these people. I guess it's all women for this one. But you could probably see this coming down the road in other places. I just find it interesting because a group of people now has to collectively decide what they think is beautiful. And then they have to create it. And you get to see how I guess shallow or how woke some of these people can be by what they put out there. Because theoretically, if it's just another model-looking girl, you just fall into the same exact pitch as everyone else. You're just creating a stereotypically, beautiful person, and you're sending it out into the world. We don't know anything about the substance of these things. It's crazy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. What are you laughing at?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay, there you go. What you got for me, buddy?
Nothing? You're laughing at nothing?
Yeah.
All right.
What you got?
Lunch today provided by Elixir. We want to give a shout out to them and remind you that soccer is happening and Team USA is coming to town tomorrow night to take on Brazil. It's one of the preliminary matches before the Copa America series begins. However, Team USA playing tomorrow night here in Orlando. Now, Elixir, you could go and enjoy the pregame atmosphere there. And all the Copa America matches for this summer will be shown at Elixir with the sound on. And at Elixir, you can enjoy some fine food like we did this afternoon.
Chicken tacos.
I had the shrimp tacos. I've been getting that a lot lately. I feel it's like healthy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to burger it up tomorrow, dude.
Burger?
Oh, yeah. They do a good burger.
Nice.
I'm feeling beefy. And actually, that's going to be a question I ask you here in a second.
If you're beefy?
Yeah, no. Yeah, feeling beefy.
I'm feeling beefy.
This is tomorrow night, right, bub?
Yeah, the soccer match is tomorrow night, but you can watch it at Elixir. Enjoy the pregame there as well. It's your downtown soccer destination. But they'll also have some special $4 Stella, $4 Corazon tequila shots, as well as the great food.
Yeah.
Elixir is on Washington, near the corner of Orange, downtown Orlando. You find more at elixirorlando.com.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I've got a question for you next. And again, these are things that happened to me, and I wonder if anybody else goes through this. I'm sure you do. I want to ask you this right after this.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends.
Ventura Highway in the sunshine.
Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's going on in Central Florida? I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergman here. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s through the rest of the week with high chances daily for showers and storms scattered about. any time of the day is fair game. 8 in the morning, just as equal opportunity as 4 in the afternoon for a thunderstorm or a downpour. Not expecting severe weather. Rain totals will vary greatly across our area, but I do think some spots will end up with over half a foot of rain through the end of just this week.
This report is sponsored by Nasal Guard. People who suffer from allergies use Nasal Guard to prevent them. Nasal Guard's innovative gel and spray products protect you from all airborne allergens, no matter what the forecast holds. Visit Amazon, Walmart, or nasalguard.com today. Breathe better this spring. nasalguard.com.
Do you ever pull into your driveway and wish you could replace those single-pane aluminum windows? Oh, all that lost AC, not to mention that weathered front door? Well, you can with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen delivers custom-designed, energy-saving windows and doors using their unique Fibrex material, which combines elegance and resilience, offering you double the strength of traditional vinyl. And then you can sit back and relax because you've chosen a company that can handle your replacement project literally from start to finish. Plus, everything is made in the USA in Minnesota. So get started now. Now through June, buy one window and or patio door and receive 40% off. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
I'm Jeff. I got a call that my wife Katie was in a bad car accident and was airlifted to Shands Hospital. When I got there, she was in surgery for a brain injury. She's had a long recovery. We needed an attorney. Our close friends recommended Glenn Klausman. Glenn Klausman was available 24/7 to help. We've been blessed by my wife's recovery. The results from Glenn Klausman's efforts were way more than expected. He's more than an attorney for us. He's a friend. Call him at 407-917-1718, KLAUSMAN law.com, office Winter Park.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
Tired of taking allergy pills every day to treat your allergies? Aspire Allergy and Sinus has helped thousands, including me, who spent years suffering before finally doing something. Like Aaron, most migraines were alleviated almost immediately after her sinus surgery with Aspire. Or Julie, who didn't even realize it was allergy season because she felt so much better after taking her allergy drops. Fixing your allergies are easier than you think it is. Go to AspireAllergy.com to set your appointment today. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on Demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
Because of those Father's Day ads with dad jokes, what would a father call a cufflink? A side piece. There you go.
Just happy to provide you a platform, dude.
The head scratcher.
Happy to provide you a platform.
But I think you can save any joke with that sound effect.
Maybe so. I don't know about that one, though. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am. And speaking of Father's Day, we know Danny Meyering was in last Thursday, Date Night Done Right. She gave us a lot of Father's Day ideas. We put a lot of those together in an Instagram post. You can go to Real Radio 1041. Follow us there on Instagram, but you can actually see some of those, that we grabbed from last week because Father's Day is this Sunday, the Sunday in front of us.
Yeah,
do something special for Dad.
I don't know anything that's going on.
Do you know how much Americans are planning to spend on Dad this year?
Less than Moms.
Oh, yeah, I'd say maybe about half that much.
It's supposed to be record spending, actually.
Is it really?
Close to $190. Last year it was $196.
$190 per person?
Per person.
Wow,
per dad.
really? Or
Yep.
per dad?
Yep.
So that means I can expect collectively for my wife, my kids, and everything to get about $190 worth of stuff from Father's Day. I'll tell them to hold receipts.
You might get more because I'm coming in way under that.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'm not asking for it.
What's a gift that you can get that you can look at somebody and go, this sucks?
Soap on a rope.
No, yeah, that's not good. It's weird. I don't mind getting practical gifts for Christmas. I don't mind that. But for Father's Day, I don't like getting practical gifts, and I don't know why. And golf balls don't count because I can use those all the time. But like your underwear, socks, tie type thing, that's cool.
Hey, how about a coffee mug? You guys never get those.
I do, yeah, right. Never get a coffee mug. I got about 5,000 of those.
World's greatest dad.
Oh yeah.
It's tough because whenever I think about what I don't want, I start thinking about what I do want, and I think about I'd be the greatest shopper of things for me.
Well, what would you get, though? Would you get yourself a new video game?
No.
Yeah, that's a good question. If you were going to buy yourself something for Father's Day, what would it be?
No, because I am a bourbon, probably. Because
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, video game wise, it's like I'm in one now. I'm still playing.
Okay.
Play a little bit each day. And this thing is, I've been playing this for, I don't know, half a year already.
Yeah.
So, I got 2 for Christmas. I haven't even started yet.
Wow.
How about a day? Where it starts off where you get breakfast in bed, your choice, right? Mm-hmm. Then you move on to lunch where it's, PB&J. Mm-hmm. Jimmy would be chicken nuggies for you. Mm-hmm. And then Jack could,
You know what I don't like about that?
Skulk off to his gaming room where he could have bourbon after bourbon after bourbon while cracking into those new video games. And then Jimmy for you.
Yeah.
It's a new sleeve of golf balls after you too. Well, I don't know how many balls you use in a game.
I don't use that many, but
weird
don't buy me a sleeve of golf balls. Buy me a dozen golf balls.
Okay, well, whatever.
Okay, very good.
I think he goes in the drink a lot.
No.
Why do you need a dozen?
It's because I like having them.
Why isn't 3 good?
3's fine.
Is that a sleeve? Is only 3?
Yeah, sleeve of golf balls is 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when you get a box of them, it's a dozen. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Well, they're expensive, man. You play the good ones; they're expensive.
Yeah.
$50 a dozen.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns
yeah.
out like that.
Yeah.
So you have
Would you like
breakfast in
golf
bed.
balls with a picture of your face on them?
No.
Come on now.
Show logo would be cool.
Okay, some show
Show
logo
logo
golf balls
would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Some killer new socks.
My mother-in-law got me one time. She got me a golf balls that said, "If you find this, return to Jim Colbert." From the Jim Colbert show. And I was like, "That's not the one I want, though, because I don't want people going, oh, this guy sucks. This guy sucks."
Funny.
A new etched flask to go into your golf bag.
I got so many flasks, man, because again, it's just one of those things you wind up getting for Father's Day. So again, it's not, and by the way, you know what the thing, when you said the whole day with the breakfast, you know what that doesn't have? That doesn't have a slice of orange with some cherry, simple syrup, and a nice bourbon. That's what that doesn't have. I don't want a day. I don't want a massage. Don't cook me breakfast. Give me something cool.
No wonder you guys don't get anything.
Give me something cool.
Stop with the you guys stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Jack is just like me.
I'm happy with the breakfast.
You are a liar.
Oh, well, I didn't say we're ending there.
No, I said a
That's
day.
the start of the day.
Exactly. It's a day. It's Dad's day.
Yeah, but it's, it wakes up. We wake up. There's a special way to wake up.
Okay.
Then there's breakfast.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Build up that appetite for you.
I don't want the that's one old fashioned. I'll take the other old fashioned at the end, evening, because once you have one, then you're going to maybe have another.
Yeah, you want to.
But then you can't just stop.
That's why I'm saying.
You got to, I like, 7 o'clock.
After your happy wake up time. Happy wake up time.
Happy wake up time.
Happy wake up time.
Don't even have to ask for it. It just happens.
It just happens. In fact, that's how you wake up.
Yeah, you think you're dreaming.
Exactly. That's how you wake up.
And then you realize it's happening for real.
And then you shout out, "Oh, it's you!"
And then she spills your old fashioned.
Right.
No, after the happy wake up time, you have some breakfast. You do a day drink. You have your first old fashioned. You play your first video game.
I'm not against any of this.
You take a nap later on that afternoon.
I like this. Get woken up again. Huh? Hey. Dose wake ups. I like that.
That could happen. That could happen.
I like dose wake ups. That's a good one.
And then you end it with a delicious steak on the grill.
Oh, give it to me.
And then you have another old fashioned with the.
I'm down for that. And by the way, also.
And this is a day when any kids who live at home have to go find something else to do out of the house for the day.
Yeah.
Truthfully, this is
after they clean something.
Yes.
This is what I want. Truthfully, I want something to happen in the morning, like a breakfast or brunch or something like that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were still Bachelor Jack special something.
Everybody, that could happen as well. All the fam there hanging out.
Whoa,
like,
not for that.
Some birds, some dogs, whatever the case may be. And then at 1 o'clock, I hit the couch to watch the final round of the U.S. Open.
There you go.
That is the best.
There you go.
That's the best possible date. I think we're going to play golf that morning and then kind of hang out that afternoon, and that includes the last round of the U.S. Open.
And that little thing with the orange, then the cherry, and the bourbon.
Yeah, some bourbons.
I want the same thing, except I want someone to paint my house.
Well, you're not getting that and the happy wake up all in one day.
Do you feel that they have to spend a certain amount of money, or do you feel gypped? I do.
No. I don't.
Really?
Oh yeah, I feel if you don't spend a little bit of money, man, I've done a lot for my kids.
Oh
I've
yeah,
done a
no,
lot
I
for
agree.
them. Listen, and if I don't get a little something, I don't get upset.
Now, what do you mean by something?
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Golf balls, golf socks.
Do you have
new golf shirt.
Do you have a minimum you think that each kid, like if you have adult kids? I have adult kids. My kids are all over the age of 26.
Nothing less than 50.
I was going to say 30. I think 30. I think you can get something cool for $30, and that's a fair number for an adult child to spend on their dad. That's an achievable, fair number.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be more than that?
No, I don't, and I think it depends on the kid because for some people, they're in a financial situation where there is a much better way for them to spend that $30 to $50 than buying me something that I can get for myself.
Wow, we disagree so much.
Well,
it's a tone, buddy. It's the thing. It's a respect. For me, it's a respect thing. Like we have sacrificed a lot, and there's nothing. By the way, there's nothing wrong with saying that. A lot of guys have a real problem saying that. There is nothing wrong with saying that you sacrificed a lot, and there's respect due in your house if you've provided.
That's true, but how they show that respect, it can be in different ways.
Right.
Like they
I
can
need it to
paint
be my way, Jack.
They can paint your house.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes!
But no. Actually, my oldest, she has been painting, and she gave me a painting at Christmas. I love it.
Perfect.
So something like that, something they created, something I'd rather them something they spend time and thought and effort and show their personality in that, as opposed to just spending something when I know they already owe me money.
Well said. Well said, Jen.
I love the long and winding journey to the truth that is Jack Bradshaw. But if you're willing to go for the ride, you eventually get there.
Yeah.
And if you clean the house, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
Hey, they should be doing that anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You right.
They should clean my truck out. Oh, and let me tell you something. That's no easy. Let me tell you, if I told you, if I punished
I've seen it.
with having to clean my truck out, they would probably yell, "No, how much can I pay to get out of it?" That's the number one thing they would say. All right,
just throw you some golf balls.
All right, 407-916-1041. So let me ask you guys, what do you crave? Like
food?
Yeah, it could be anything.
Is it food?
Do you ever get a craving so bad that you've actually changed your plans to satisfy it because you couldn't get away with it? This happened to me Saturday. On my way home, I said, do you guys ever crave beef?
Not like you. We know you get the sweats over it.
I'm telling you, driving home Saturday, I could taste it, the iron of the beef in my mouth. I wanted it so bad. And the other thing I realized that I crave, and this is not taking anything away from any other shop that produces this product, but for some reason, I will get a dead nuts craving for a Dairy Queen chocolate shake. No other maker. It's got to be Dairy Queen. And I cannot tell you why. They make a damn good shake. It's all right. Not the best shake I've ever had, but that specific chocolate flavor they use, I crave it to the point where I've driven 15 miles out of my way and drove by 4 other ice cream shops to go to a Dairy Queen to get a stupid chocolate shake from Dairy Queen. Now, I'm not talking about I know you crave cigarettes, but that's more of that's a thing, right?
That's an addiction.
That's an addiction.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what do you crave? When you talk about craving food, do you ever crave something to the point where you can't stop thinking about it?
No.
You don't?
Nothing that I can think of recently.
Do you, Jack? I mean,
but not going out of the way. I mean, like snack food and stuff.
Something you when it hits you, you can't ignore it. You have to make a move to figure out what it is. Not drug related, not alcohol related, not any of the addiction related stuff.
Forget it.
Just stuff where you get to the point where you can almost feel it. God, that hit me Saturday and I couldn't stop. I got another one. I bought 2 of them. I bought 2 dough steaks. I'm having the other one today. I literally gnaw on the bones. Is that caveman-like?
Yeah.
I'll get the bone, I'll gnaw on the bone of it. I love it. Don't take that out of context, please. All right, 407-916-1041.
That audio is getting marked, my friend.
Text us at 77031. What do you crave? We'll do that next.
You gnaw the bone.
It's like a text message with your voice. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy delays reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate. Major problems reported southbound on the turnpike due to a serious crash that is blocking all southbound lanes on the toll road at Scrub J Lane. Heavy traffic still reported due to earlier crashes that were at US 27 and the Oakland Exchange exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Get pre-approved now so you can host the party this summer at your new pool home. You know that mortgage guy Don offers HELOCs, home equity lines of credit, and second mortgages to cash out equity without touching your first mortgage, so you can get that pool project underway or that cool backyard that's going to be perfect for entertaining your friends. And it's so easy to apply now at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Let Don and his team send you a quote, and if you already have a quote on a refinance, purchase, or HELOC, let Don review your quote today. It's peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Copa America is coming, told you. Michelob Ultra wants to give you the chance to watch the next Copa America match live here at Camping World Stadium. Now, you can complete the entry form using the QR code at participating outlets for your chance to win a Michelob Ultra Grand Prize, 2 tickets to the June 29th match, the Copa America game in Orlando. Canada will be taking on Chile. All right, the participating locations, some of them are Buffalo Wild Wings, Outback Steakhouses, Ale Houses, 7-Elevens, and more. Look for that QR code for Michelob Ultra for you to enter and win the grand prize for 2 tickets to that Copa America match. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the CONMEBOL Copa America. Must be 21 or older to enter. Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
These days, the cost of fixing or replacing things in your home is going through the roof with no end in sight. Air conditioning replacement, $6,000. New refrigerator, $1,500. Flat screen TV, $1,200. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Everything Breaks now before something else breaks. For as little as $1 a day, Everything Breaks can cover it all. Appliances, plumbing, air conditioning, home electronics, including cell phones and more. Everything Breaks covers repairs your insurance doesn't, saving you hundreds, even thousands on unexpected repair bills. Call Everything Breaks now before something else breaks. Call for your free quote. Call 855-865-SAVE. That's 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Limitations and exclusions apply. See plan terms and conditions for details. Coverage not available in all states. Actual savings may vary based on the coverage plan and repairs needed. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at goeverythingbreaks.com.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. I have some experience. I ran 2 previous amendments for medical marijuana and won the second time. All the lies they told last time, they're telling this time. They said pot shops would ruin neighborhoods and churches. Didn't happen. They said children would get it and use it. Didn't happen. Our governor says it's going to cause a stink. Come on, dog. But what did happen is almost 1 million people now have the medical help they need without narcotics and opioids. So now let's finish what I started. Let's do this together and not let the pharmaceutical and liquor industry try and stop us again. The only smell I smell is the stench out of Tallahassee's politicians. Join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and 4, Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement. Paid for by Smart and Safe Florida. 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey guys, happy day. Y'all are talking about Father's Day gifts and what are good gifts and bad gifts. And Deborah mentioned breakfast in bed. I don't know a single person that likes breakfast in bed. It's clumsy, it's uncomfortable, it's inconvenient. It's just a poor idea all the way around. And if you want ants, that's how you get ants.
Deb, you are so sweet. I don't know how you are like such a mom and you have no kids, but I can tell you're an awesome wife. And I'll take a Jack Special with a old fashioned, by the way.
What's happening, Ohana? Yeah, brother, Matt's here on a Tuesday. Cool. Talk about crave. Big eye, tuna, poke. We'll go eat that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, brother.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
Sometimes if a week goes by, don't have any poke.
Yes.
Start to sweat.
Yep.
Start to get nervous in traffic.
Yeah.
Start to get angry. Nah, no anger. Just go to the fish market, get some tuna, make.
That's right.
Okay.
So that's my wife's. My wife craves. We have that place called Pokihana downtown. That's part of our taco event, Holy Takamole.
Mm-hmm.
They were part of that very first one, right there on East Colonial Drive near 1792. Great guys, by the way. Made it all through the pandemic, made it through all that stuff. We're one of the best vendors we had out there with that rice cake taco shell.
Oh, yeah.
Filled up with that beautiful poke that they have there. So good. That's my wife's craving. If I ask my wife where she wants to eat and she is feeling it, we go to Pokihana for a tuna bowl. She loves it as much as anything.
Well, I can tell you that first talk back isn't getting a happy wake up on Father's Day. Enjoy your breakfast at the kitchen table.
Enjoy Denny's, buddy.
Yeah. No. Having someone make breakfast for you and they wake you, it's ready, and you go out to the kitchen table, I'm on board because he's right. Sitting up in bed and eating in bed,
it's
just,
weird.
It can be. You don't want to spill your coffee.
And you feel like you're in the hospital.
Yeah, if you're eating toast, you know you're getting crumbs in the bed.
Yeah, that's all you. The
But
only
what
time
if your legs are still weak?
But stop from that morning action there. Somebody said that they.
That's not happening. I already did all the work and the cleanup. Kiss my ass.
Did he just say, carry me?
He
Carry
did.
me.
Carry me. That's how we said it, Jimmy.
Carry me.
That's like a 3-year-old daughter. Daddy, carry me. Somebody just said they crave Cheetos and ice cold milk.
Ooh.
What do you mean? Oh, that's disgusting.
No, it's not. It sounds okay.
Cheetos and milk, Deborah?
No.
No one asked you,
Look,
carry me.
Hey, listen. He said no.
Yeah.
Well, Sketcher said no.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't wish Sketcher.
You know.
Cheetos, no.
Fresh fruit. This guy craves fresh fruit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Watermelon, pineapple, and grapes. I do crave the sugar from fresh fruit sometimes, like where you just feel like pineapple's a really good one for that because you get those pineapples, let them get real ripe.
Yeah.
And I mean, man, they are syrupy sweet.
Yeah.
Like that's damn good. Crave chocolate ice cream.
I can't tell you the last time I ate ice cream.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I'm still big as hell.
That's the other craving my wife has.
Is ice cream?
Is vanilla ice cream with magic shell.
And then she rats it.
She eats it little by little. It's the worst.
Oh, I want to thank our texting service for weighing in with some more suggestions for our very important dads here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Father's Day, so far away.
For breakfast, try a maple old-fashioned instead of a regular old-fashioned, and that too can be on the breakfast tray while your legs...
Are we seriously talking about having whiskey for breakfast?
It's Father's Day.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we should have two then. Can you can get Dad a tool, right? I think when you buy Dad something, it should be practical. I think Father's Day is a really good day for something practical. Fishing rod, a newer lure, maybe a new reel.
Well, fishing rod's not a practical.
What are you talking about?
Unless you fish for your dinner,
Exactly.
fishing rod's not a practical gift.
Fishing rod is a practical gift. What are you fools talking
No,
about?
but a fishing rod is something that you can also get tax-free right now because we're also during the summer of freedom. So Jack gets that new paddle board.
Yeah, no, I don't. I got plenty. I got one that I'm not even using.
Do you like it when the kids chip in and do one gift, or do you like 4 separate gifts? Because my kids will do this. Sometimes they'll pair up, like, what do you want to get? And then the other one will go, like, I want to get that too, but it's too much. Well, let's combine our money.
Yeah.
And then we'll get this from the both of us, and then the other 2 can be on their own or do individually or whatever.
That's great if it's something I want.
Right. Do you give them a list?
No.
Yeah, Ned never asked me what I want.
No, they don't.
They always kind of know that golf balls is always good, but I mean, that's pretty much the go-to. I got a lot of those for Christmas, so I'm set with golf balls for a while. What?
I'm sorry. If you didn't think the Cheetos and ice cold milk was bad enough, how about tuna fish and orange juice?
What? Who in the F?
They texted in all caps, tuna fish and orange juice like crazy, ha ha.
Yeah, no, thank you. I know when my wife was pregnant, she used to like to smell dirt, and she used to put, the powder laundry detergent?
Yeah.
She would put a tablespoon of that into a lunch bag, like a paper bag, and huff it like she was a crack addict. And then she figured out it was the phosphorus, I guess.
Oh, wow.
That's in that soap that her body started craving the smell of that. And the same thing with the dirt, like the minerals in the dirt.
When she was pregnant,
was
it's a pregnant craving?
Yeah, pregnant thing. Yeah. But she loved the smell of that. But there's a show on AMC, or not AMC, but TLC or whatever. But it's like my odd cravings or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing what people will consume and what they get and what they enjoy.
My mom ate white chalk.
White, like board chalk?
Chalk. Yep.
What, she ate it? Like, why?
I don't know. She craved it, and
it's the minerals in that.
And she checked with the doctor. He goes, "That's fine, as long, just stay away from the coloreds." The colored chalk.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's very important. I thought my stepdad just came back to life.
I thought we just been canceled.
Jeez, you guys. Come on.
Somebody said, hell yeah, fishing rod. There you go. That's a good one.
No, fishing rod is a great gift. It's not a practical gift.
It's not practical, yeah.
Unless you fish for your family's meals.
It is a practical gift. I don't understand how you guys can't hear this.
Because it's a tool of a hobby, not
Jimmy. That's like saying your golf clubs are a practical gift. A practical
gift. It's not
gift
a practical gift.
Would be a weed eater or a leaf blower. That's practical.
You don't need to do any of that no more than you need to play golf. I don't want to hear it. That's not.
But there's a difference between a need and a want. And a fishing pole, unless you fish for your dinner, would fall more under want.
I got to tell you, if they bought me a Wagyu prime rib, I would love them forever. I mean,
that's a practical meal.
You can buy me food, and I will be happy with it. But I want to be able to make it. I want you to buy me some good food, and then let me make it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a really terrible gift idea, right?
Yeah, but
list my dad all of the ingredients and then sit back on our ass while he fixes us something.
That's exactly. That makes me happy. Like that would make me super happy.
And then at the end of the day, you can carry Jack.
I'm not carrying Jack anyway. I've carried Jack my whole life. I carried him through a bowling alley. Somebody just said I like saltine crackers and dipped in vinegar.
Boom. What?
I crave saltine crackers dipped in vinegar. God almighty.
Yeah,
I told you guys, my grandmother used to eat old cornbread with buttermilk poured over it.
Oh, yeah.
Cold. She'd eat it with a spoon like it was cereal. I'd have to leave the room. I'm like, woman, I love you more than anything, but I'm outie. I cannot watch that. That is disgusting and no teeth. Oh. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 7. Yeah. You think it's bad, and then you see somebody gum it, and then it's really bad.
Here I am.
I think you just killed me.
You wash that down with some premixed tea here at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Oh, is that no air conditioning in the house, too? Oh, sure, I'll take that. That'd be
Yay.
fun. All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. Our boy Scott Brown is up next from Edgewater Family Wealth with It's Only Money. We'll do that right after this.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Lance Bass, by the way, the spokesperson for gays.
Mm-hmm. If he's the spokesperson for gays, who's the spokesperson for lesbians?
It was Ellen Page. But, man,
You
maybe
lost
I
her in a
can
trade.
Be up before that.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at heavy traffic today on I-4 in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. A serious crash on the turnpike has blocked all southbound lanes on the toll road at Scrub J Lane. Looking at heavy traffic northbound on the 429 due to activity reported near Winter Garden Vineland Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by MD Now Urgent Care. For over 15 years, Floridians have trusted the physician-led team at MD Now Urgent Care for high-quality health care. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, MD Now Urgent Care is here to get you back to better. Find a location near you at mdnow.com and use their convenient web check-in today.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day brought to you by the Home Builders Network. That's Mike, the home builder, been advertising on Real Radio for more than a decade, and a great guy. That's who I reached out to when it came time to replacing the roof on my home. But he does more than just roofs, whether it's a new roof or patching your roof. It's also, listen, I got gutters with covers, and man, I've been over a year without having to climb up and clean those gutters. I love those covers on my gutters. But also replacement windows, replacement doors. He does it all. And you go to hbnusa.com. You can connect with Mike. He's got a nice chat feature there. Makes it super easy to connect. Talk to him about the job you need done at your home. It's hbnusa.com. Reach out to Mike the Home Builder and his team of professionals at the Home Builders Network.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
ePass presents the romantic comedy travel experience of the summer.
Margaret, I love you.
And I love saving on Florida toll roads with ePass.
You'll fall in love with convenient roadway electronic toll payments all over again. Plus, you can qualify to win $100 in tolls. Go to getepass.com and sign up for a free ePass sticker. You'll be entered to win one of our daily giveaways of $100 in tolls now through June 16th. Choose ePass, expect savings. Get details and rules of the contest at getepass.com.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. Did you know Life Imaging FLA? They've been around for about a year now, a year of saving lives. And I say that, and it's all actually accurate. I have 4 friends who went to Life Imaging FLA, found out they had heart blockage they had no idea that they had, and it did save their lives. Dozens of listeners have told us the same story about finding out about cancer early and heart blockage. You can go and get this same scan done, and it will give you peace of mind, and also can let you know in advance if you have something that you need to take care of. Life Imaging FLA, they know that early detection of heart disease and cancer is a game changer when it comes to early treatment and the outcome. It's Life Imaging FLA. If you want to get that heart scan, pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and with a few minimum requirements, this is a $699 value, and you can get that free heart scan like I did. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Life Imaging FLA.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
High interest rates and higher prices may be the norm everywhere else, but not at International Diamond Center.
IDC's rolling back prices and taking interest rates all the way to zero. It's true. Now for a limited time on virtually any purchase, you can spread your payments over 4 years with 0.0% interest. Get the best price on any piece of jewelry. Now divide that by 48 and that's your super low monthly payment. Designer engagement rings as low as $50 a month. Diamond earrings as low as $45 a month. Wedding bands as low as $40 a month. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. How about a $7,000 diamond bracelet, just $146 a month? All fashion designer jewelry is included. All colored gemstones. All certified diamonds, too. This is a spectacular offer exclusively from International Diamond Center. But hurry, you only have until June 30th to take advantage. Celebrate your love now with 0% financing store-wide for 4 years. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details shopidc.com. Approved credit.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
While some streaming companies keep raising their prices, the iHeartRadio app is still free. And free never sounded so good. Thousands of radio stations from all over the country playing your favorite music, 500,000 podcasts, thousands of playlists for every mood, over 100 commercial-free music channels, and over 100 million songs to fill your favorite playlist. Download the always free iHeartRadio app and start listening now.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at JimColbertLive.com.
It's that easy. JimColbertLive.com. Check us out on YouTube by clicking right through. Give us a like and subscribe while you're there, please. That helps out a lot. Tell everybody you know about the show. If you enjoy what we do every single day from 3 until 7, tell somebody. It is unique.
And
That's
if you
for
don't,
sure.
If you don't like it, just lie.
Yeah, that's right. It's not just your playlist again.
Or if you don't like it, just shut your hole.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything to anyone.
Go Jersey. Go
Come on.
Jersey.
Just shut your
Go
hole.
Jersey.
Don't make me
Just
come over
shut
there.
your hole.
Hey,
Don't make me come over
don't
there.
make me come over
It's
there.
a wicked pisser.
Have you seen the two
Go
guys?
Hoboken on you.
Have you seen the two guys in the Boston guys that own the deli? And the whole thing, it's like the whole channel, it's an Instagram thing, is when people come in and try to act like they're tough.
Yeah.
And these two fat guys from Boston are like, oh, you're a tough guy, huh? I mean, what are you, a thug over there? And he's just like completely unaffected. They all have guns. Those guys don't care. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yo.
It's time for It's Only Money. Let's do it.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth. Isn't that really just common sense financial advice? It's both. Oh, okay. It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Good and loud for our friend Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com, 37 plus years here in Central Florida, giving you sage advice on how to take your money and make it a little bit more money, and then make some plans for later on in your life where you can chill out at a ridiculously young age and then live the life of Scott Brown himself.
Ooh.
This guy's jet.
Well, I'm not ridiculously young for starters.
This guy's jet setting all over. He's got his own name on his hat. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Oh, look at that. Nice hat.
Represent, baby. Represent.
All right, buddy. Let me ask you something before we get started into the money stuff. I just popped this little thing up because I crave red meat pretty bad. Sometimes so much that I will leave what I'm doing and go buy something, like usually a steak or something to cook, and it's to the point where I can't stop thinking about it. My wife has this with like poke bowls and stuff like this. Do you have a craving that you cannot ignore? You have to take care of it.
Yeah, I'm a chocolate guy, man. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I am owned by the cocoa bean.
I just said I would drive out of my way 10 miles to go to a Dairy Queen and get one of their chocolate shakes.
No, Uber Eats is the worst thing that ever happened to me because, you can, before I was too lazy, like, you're sitting, it's 8 o'clock at night. You're like, man, I could use some cookies. And it's like 10 years ago, that was too bad. You had to get off your butt and go get one. Right now it's just like, boop, 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 boop. Here come some cookies, right? Now they're, unfortunately, I hate to admit this on a money show, they're like $20 cookies. So that does limit it a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah. You should not, of all people on this planet, be telling people how to Uber Eats their food. My God almighty.
I'm confessing right now. I'm throwing my hands on the jury here. I am telling you that is my weakness. And if I get 3 cookies and I have to tip the guy $8, so be it.
Do you get them from a specific place? Do you have a go-to cookie?
Well, and I shouldn't, not like they need promoting, but the Four Rivers desserts are insane. They shouldn't even be allowed. John Rivers should not be allowed to do that.
Is it that one up in Longwood, the dessert shop up in Longwood off 434? Or 434 and I-4?
Well, the Four Rivers barbecue place.
Oh, because they have a straight up sweet store.
It's right next
door.
I think, that one.
It's next.
Oh,
to
they do. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually next to the restaurant that's on 434 and out or in Longwood.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that that's a thing. Hey, as Jack just said, shut your hole.
Yeah, right. Oh, I got a lot of hole shutting to do. Whoa. That
I'm staying out of this one.
That sounded
odd. I'm staying out of this one.
How's your week been, buddy? Everything good? Your good weekend?
Yeah, man. Everything. I'm in the Carolinas, and it's gorgeous, and it was 62 degrees as I drank my coffee this morning. So I am not complaining. I'm sure it's got to be around 65 there with no humidity.
No. It's raining like crazy right now, and it's supposed to be doing that for the next 3 or 4 days, which I'm sure a lot of our golf courses around here are absolutely begging for. Because it has been dry. Been a tough winter on the golf courses here in Central Florida.
Well, we're all good here.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's get to it, buddy. Every single week, you send some things for us to talk about, and we also want to make sure that people remind you, although we're not doing any of the seminars throughout the summer, of course, we take the summer off, but coming up in fall, September, I believe, is when we reboot those. But until then, we want to remind everybody that they can call EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com or go to the website and set up an appointment or just make a call for a consultation to talk to you guys about maybe something you want to do, about whether or not you are something that they can use. How exactly can they do that?
Yeah, just go to EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com and there's a spot to sign up for a consult. If you want to give us some information to help us out before we have the conversation, that's good. And again, as I said last week, I think a lot of times people are like, well, I don't need a 2-hour conversation. And maybe you don't. Maybe it's just, hey, I got this one question about Social Security, or I got a question about something, an inheritance I got. I don't quite understand how the beneficiary portion of an IRA works, or I don't understand how to roll over my 401k. There's a myriad of things, questions we answered all day, every day. And if it takes 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes. If you want to come in for a full-blown sit-down to kind of go from, A to Z, that's great too. Again, just go to EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. We probably get half a dozen people a week calling in just to ask simple questions, and another half a dozen that want to come in and get after.
And the cool thing is you also have specialists for Social Security questions, for Medicare questions, and real estate questions as well, right?
That is true. So we have Greg Rossler, who, as we've talked about many times on the show, is the premier Medicare Social Security expert, I think, in Central Florida. He's forgotten more about those two topics than I'll ever know. So we got Greg, and then we got a myriad of real estate professionals and accounting professionals we can lean on to get questions answered.
Yeah, that's good because, again, if you're selling property, buying property, if you want to make an investment in property, to be able to lean on your portfolio manager or somebody who's managing your money or has an idea of what you can or can't do, it'll give you a much clearer picture of where you want to go. And that's always good to have.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that happens with a lot of financial advisors who are asked, they manage money for a living, so they don't really want to get involved in real estate or Social Security or Medicare. I'm quite the opposite. Nothing tickles me more than to see a prospective client come in and they've got maybe a rental property or two, or they have needs in Social Security or on the tax side. Now, obviously, I'm not an accountant, but we're usually able to point people in the right direction. I've had clients numerous times walk in and say, hey, I just sold a piece of property in New Jersey or New York or Michigan or somewhere, and what can you do to help me with taxes? Now, the answer is sometimes nothing. But oftentimes the answer is something where maybe there's a tax loss we can harvest. I had a client very recently sell a piece of property, made like 150 grand up in Pennsylvania, and we were able to harvest some losses and knock that tax bill down by about 20 grand.
Damn, that's good.
So you just never know what conversations will come up. And I am full on into the financial planning side. I'm a bit of a geek for it. And so if there's real estate, Medicare, Social Security involved, bring it.
Yeah, for sure. We love that for sure. Again, that's edgewaterfamilywealth.com. You can log on and set up a consultation with one of their professionals, including your own son who works there as well.
He does. That's what he tells me. Anyway. I have to check.
Exactly. No evidence. All right, let's move to
Jack, is he there? Have you seen him there?
He is. I've had a meeting with him at your office.
All right,
I can vouch for him.
All right, let's move to it because I want to get to these, and I don't have any idea what you mean by this because this is the topic. One is the gambler's fallacy and pattern seekers. What is the gambler's fallacy when it comes to investing? I do not know that.
So the gambler's fallacy is the belief that odds change, and the best way to kind of think of it is flipping a coin. What are the odds you'll flip heads or tails?
50%.
What if you flip 5 heads in a row? What are the odds?
50%.
Right, but most people don't think that way, right? So think of a free throw shooter. If Shaq back in the day went to the line and he was a 42% free throw shooter, which may be giving him a little bit more than he deserves. But let's say he was a 42% free throw shooter. If he missed 6 in a row, the guy next to you is going to nudge. He's like, he's got to make this one. No, he doesn't. It's still more than likely he's not going to make it, right? So that's what causes people to go to the slot machine where somebody just won, right? Oh, that one just paid out. I'll go there. Or it's the reason somebody will go to where maybe there's a hot hand at the craps table. They believe that the statistics will change just because of what just happened. It's also called recency bias, and you know, it's pattern seeking at its finest. And what I mean by pattern seeking is your kindergarten teacher taught you to go 2, 4, 6, 8, right, or 3, 5, 7, 9. We can all do that. So when the market is up 10% one year, and then the following year it's up 12%, in our brains we can't help but think we've discovered a pattern, right?
Yeah.
12, 10, then 12. Then obviously 14 is coming next, right? And it's why if you look in the newspaper or the journal or Money Magazine and you look for a mutual fund ad, and the mutual fund ad will say, what year is this? 24. In 22, this fund did 12%. In 23, it did 14%. They know that your reptilian brain is going to go, well, duh, now it's going to earn 16%, right? They're never going to put an ad in that says lost 7, lost 15, right? Because you're in your brain, you're like, well, that pattern's likely to continue, just like you think the up pattern's likely to continue. So the gambler's fallacy is to believe what just happened at a craps table or on a slot machine is likely to continue.
And you see people swinging massive amounts of money based on things like this. You actually see that happen?
I got one word for you: NVIDIA.
Oh, wow.
How many people were talking about NVIDIA 4 years ago when it was in the toilet?
Nobody.
No, zero, right? Because it was down before, so it's going to be down again. And then suddenly it becomes the darling stock because it's had a brilliant couple of years. Now that's all people want to talk about. NVIDIA. I'm like, look, I get it. In fact, it's a great company. There's no two ways about it. Great company. They got a monopoly on what they're doing right now, but that will not continue forever. If there's a lot of money being made somewhere, other people are going to show up to the party. So again, the gambler's fallacy is NVIDIA always does well, when the reality is it doesn't always do well. It's just done well recently.
Now, and does that happen with seasoned investors? Do they still get caught up in the idea of that? Do people still get caught up in the idea of that, regardless of where they are in their portfolio management? Do they always think, well, man, I mean, it's hit 5 years in a row. I mean, why wouldn't it hit again?
Well, because reversion to the mean is a thing, right? So that's the gambler's fallacy. It's hit 5 years in a row, and people do this to me all the time. They'll call up. And some of my more seasoned people, every once in a while, they'll say, hey, man, you see what that stock's doing? You see what it did last year? You see what it did this year? And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what it did. We picked our stocks. We have a process. We have a discipline. We believe in the companies that we own. Maybe your stock's one of them. Maybe it's not. But I am not a chaser. Nobody wins by chasing.
I can only imagine the conversations you must have with people and how delicate sometimes they must have to be.
Well, have we met? I'm not delicate.
But
More
here's the thing.
psychology than anything.
It's easy to say that, but if you got a guy and you're managing like 20 mil for this guy, and this guy leans into you, and I know you know that's a good fee. You know, you lean in and you go, "Hey, man,
no doubt."
You got to be a little more delicate with that guy, don't you?
Not really. You'd be surprised. I mean, some of my bigger clients are the ones that I go toe to toe with quite frequently. And listen, if you have entrusted me, if you've given me the responsibility, and we're going to talk about the F word in a second, if you've given me the responsibility to tell you what I actually believe to be true, rather than I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear to keep you as a client, because eventually you're going to blow yourself up and it isn't going to matter. So I would much rather upset you and risk losing you. I mean, why would you hire somebody to tell you what you already believe? Why would you need to hire them then, right?
No.
If what you believe is correct, you might as well just go with it.
But that happens all the time with doctors. People go to the doctor goes, "Hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this." And I'm like, "Oh, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about."
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
the doctor says to you, "Hey, man, you got to stop eating Oreos for breakfast," and you're like, "That's stupid. I'm going to go find another doctor." Right? That's not going to work.
I need a second, 8th, or 10th opinion until I find a doctor that says Oreos are good. Here with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. You're listening to It's Only Money as part of the Jim Colbert Show right here on Real Radio 104.1. Let's get to the F word. And I fear for this. What if is the F word you're talking about?
Get ready for it with the button. The word is fiduciary. So that is a buzzword right now, the word fiduciary. We will not get through a seminar without somebody raising their hand and saying, "Hey, are you a fiduciary?" So let me tell you kind of what that means. Basically, it means what I've always believed in my career to be true is that we as advisors must act in the client's interest over our own, right? So it was kind of introduced, I think, back in 2010. I've always believed it to be true. I never really understood the point. But the point is, when you go see an advisor, they must act in good faith. They must be loyal. They must maintain confidentiality. These are the 3 or 4 things that we care about when we're dealing with a client, is to make sure that we're not breaching the fiduciary rule that was instituted in 2010. Personally, I think it's been true since I got in the business in '87. You must do right. To me, if you do right by the client, they're going to be great clients forever. If you're in it for the short term, if your advisor is just looking for a trade or looking to sell a product and move on, that is not the fiduciary standard. And the reason that I bring that up is because a lot of firms are now using the word fiduciary to market to you. So just because somebody says they're a fiduciary doesn't mean they're going to act like a fiduciary. So I want to make sure that people understand there are standards. How is your compensation? For our team, we get paid on assets, right? So if your money grows, we get paid more. If your money doesn't grow, we get paid less. We don't get paid to do trades, and we don't get paid to do products, right? So you want to make sure that your interests are aligned with the advisors. In our case, we've eliminated any possibility for that not to be true.
Yeah, the number one question that's asked about this segment in regards to you and Edgewater Family Wealth is, are you a fiduciary? It was the very first question that was asked when we started this segment. And it was almost meant as a qualifying statement. And I know that's kind of what it means. It just means that you are, and it's silly to even have to have a word that means this, but I guess your business or that business was rife with fraud. So they came up with an opportunity to say, hey, look, you're real, right? Like you're real. You understand that we're doing this together and you're just not trying to make a bunch of money off my money, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to understand your advisor's role and how they're compensated and that they're upfront. Because if you go to XYZ firm and that person only has XYZ products, meaning mutual funds or annuities, right? Well, I mean, how can that be in your best interest every time to use the XYZ product, right? That doesn't make any sense. So a lot of times sometimes an insurance person, I'm not painting everybody with the same brush, but sometimes insurance people who only have a life insurance license, ironically, you need life insurance. Yes?
Yeah.
Right? So it's important to understand when you're sitting down with somebody, are you exercising under the fiduciary rule as put forth by the Department of Labor and managed by the SEC and folks like that? Or are you selling me this product because, quote unquote, it's the only product you have to sell?
Right. Yeah.
So again, understanding that I think is critical to understanding the fiduciary.
Do you have to go through a process to become one of these? Is there a qualification to become a fiduciary?
So there's an accreditation called an accredited investment fiduciary, AIF. Yes, so you have to get that accreditation. But technically speaking, anybody who has a Series 7 securities license and is registered through the SEC by law must act as a fiduciary. That's how the rule is stated. It's not like you really have a choice unless you're just maybe somebody who just has a life insurance license or something like that.
How often do you have to retool that stuff? Like I know with certain professions, you have to requalify for a license or a qualification after every few years. Do you have to do that internally in your business with your licensing for trading in that?
Every year. I think we have to do, I can't remember the number of hours, but it goes up every year. But it's like we have to do 50 or 60 hours of continuing education every year. We go to events. We have to listen to speakers, and we have to do online training. There's a variety of things that goes into the re-education of a financial advisor every single year.
Is there a conference that you're a member of, like realtors? There's a real estate conference that happens in like Vegas. Is there a conference for people who do what you do, and do you guys get together and talk about these products and things and how to make the business better, more efficient, more profitable?
Yes. So every year, my firm, which I clear through Raymond James, has a large national conference where thousands of advisors show up. Last year it was in DC. And they have what are called breakouts, educational sessions on various things that are coming out, new laws. What's the Department of Labor worried about? What's Congress talking about? Those kinds of things, new opportunities to work with clients in terms of products or whatever. There's a million different things. I myself belong to 3 different study groups. So I travel around the country meeting with other advisors throughout the country who manage billions of dollars in an effort to bring more value to my clientele, because the more value I bring to my clients, the more clients I'm likely to have. So most top advisors you're going to work with are going to probably involve themselves on a monthly basis in re-education.
I would guess that. Glenn Klausman, our attorney friend here that does Corporate Court on Thursdays, he says the same thing, constantly upgrading, constantly rebooting, constantly kind of tooling and refocusing the energies there. And he has like a group chat of attorneys that he works with that constantly share information about precedent that had been set maybe here in Florida or a case that provided an interesting question that could arise again. So, yeah, that's very good. And that's how he stays on the edge of that stuff, too, by the way. He's just constantly being informed.
Well, you want your person to be a lifelong learner. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm a very curious person. And nothing tickles me more than to surprise a client with some good information.
Yeah, no, for sure. But remember, if you want to get yourself a consultation and find out what Scott and the guys over at Edgewater Family Wealth can do for you, it's easy. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Book that consultation. Will not cost you a nickel to talk to these guys. Maybe you've got a 401k you're about to kind of mature. You want to know what you're going to do with that. Maybe an IRA. Maybe any questions about your Medicare or Social Security benefits. These guys can help you out and get you on a path to a better financial position. Say yes.
Awesome.
Say yes. I agree with that, Jim.
I agree. I was like, wait, is there more? Yes, no, I totally. Yes. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com, baby. That's where you want to go. And we got plenty of people willing to help you out with all of the things Jim just said.
You got a good one for Scott Brown. Give it up.
Yay! Woohoo!
We'll see you soon, buddy. Thanks again for everything. Again, that's EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. See you, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. You have a phone. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is 3-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
In a shocking move, Caitlin Clark was left off the Team USA Olympic roster. It's another example of women's basketball getting in their own way. Caitlin should be on the team for the buzz factor alone. Viewership and sponsorships would be at an all-time high. The national team committee should take more notice. She's a once-in-a-generation opportunity. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save up to $50 on your print purchase. Offer ends 7/6. Visit staples.com/print for details. Boost your business with Staples, your local print and marketing expert.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. If you ask anybody who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you a couple things. One of them is best thing I ever did. Changed my life overnight. Second thing, should have done it about 10 years ago. That way I could have had this beautiful life I have right now 10 years ago. What are you waiting for? If you have eye issues, you wear glasses or contacts, and it's summer, and you're just tired of it, get with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys are offering free LASIK consultations, and all you have to do is schedule your appointment. Is text 1041 to 868686. That way you can begin your vision or journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have all the experience you want, 65,000 LASIK procedures. They have the latest state-of-the-art tech, which gets you the best experience. And if finances is a concern, do not worry. 24-month interest-free financing is available. Again, just book your appointment today. It's a free LASIK consultation. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.com.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
With over 100 million albums sold, 20 #1 hits, and 10 #1 albums, an evening of icons, an unforgettable night of classic hits. With the Commodores and Pointer Sisters. With special guests, the Spinners. November 14th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. Get tickets now at casino.hardrock.com/Tampa or Ticketmaster.com. Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the the stress? Move with the best.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on Demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
And Jack has the Jackie sack. Let's get it. All aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo. Lickety-clack, lickety-clack. Check it out. 2 different prizes we have in today's Jackie Sack.
Dose prizes.
Dose. The first is a $50 gift card to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. How about that?
Not bad.
That's
I love
awesome.
Greek
Go
food.
for some Greek food?
Love it, dude. Love it, love it.
And they just opened one right down the block from us right
sure
here.
did.
Been waiting forever for that to open. However, you can, not only that, they also have this actually pretty cool prize as well, where you can experience the origins of these mouthwatering flavors and win a trip for 2 to Greece on their website. Go to the greatgreekgrill.com to enter. The greatgreekgrill.com to enter.
Yeah, don't ask. I'm not trying.
Okay.
That's a great prize, though.
So $50 gift card to the Great Greek. Next up, we also have, this is something happening tomorrow night. You might have heard about it. The U.S. men's national team will take on World Power Brazil in the second edition of the Allstate Continental Classico. This is happening tomorrow at Camping World Stadium. The Allstate Continental Classico is an annual event that features the U.S. men's national team hosting a top-tier opponent from the North, South, Central, or South America. And this year's match will serve as a key part of the USA's preparations for the prestigious 2024 Copa America. So, tickets to tomorrow night's big soccer match or a $50 gift card to the Great Greek Grill could be yours if you are today's winner. Jackie Sack is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because Mr. Fancy Pants is going to get you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Flowery shirt, back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Jack, who's first today?
Mark.
Let's go with Mark right there on line 4. Mark, how you doing?
Great. How about y'all?
Doing good, buddy. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, indeed.
Game show.
All right, Mark, you know the deal. Obviously, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a swerve, dude. I'm lying. I'm trying to fool you so I can move on to the next contestant.
Oh, boy.
Are you ready?
A rare moment of honesty.
I am ready.
All right, here we go. It's National Corn on the Cob Day.
Ooh,
I'm a fan.
Yum.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about corn and 1 high fructose lie. Here we
Still
go.
tasty.
Talking about corn, dude. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, only 11% of the corn grown in the U.S. is sweet corn. Number 2, an ear of corn has 1 silk strand per kernel. Number 3, it takes 91 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of corn. Or lastly, a bushel of corn can sweeten 400 cans of soda. Which of those is untrue?
Okay. I know number 1 is true. Oh, no. Number 2 is true. So I think this might be a Jim Colbert. Number 3 is the answer.
No, dude, unfortunately, that's true.
Oh, Mark.
It does take 91 gallons of water to produce just 1 pound of corn.
Wow, that's a lot of water.
That is a lot of water. Jack, who's next?
Vicky.
Vicky right there up top. Vicky, how you doing?
I am just Ducky. How are you all?
Well,
I love it.
Equally as Ducky, Vicky. We're talking about corn today. Tell me which one of these is untrue. Number 1, only 11% of corn grown in the U.S. is sweet corn. Number 2, an ear of corn has 1 silk strand per kernel. Or lastly, a bushel of corn can sweeten 400 cans of soda.
I'm going to guess it's number 1.
And you are a winner.
Vicky!
Now let me ask you, Vicky, for some extra points that mean nothing. What percentage of corn grown in the U.S. do you believe is sweet corn? If it's not 11%, what percentage is it?
I want to say at least 25 to 30.
How about this? You ready? It's 1%.
What?
Only 1% of the corn grown in this country is sweet corn that you would eat like off the cob.
The rest of it's feed corn.
And I'll tell you what the rest of it is. There's a number of things it is. It's very interesting, right? A bushel of corn can sweeten 400 cans of soda.
I thought it was going to be more soda that it could sweeten.
And the ear of corn, each ear of corn, and he was right, the guy who was a little arrogant there, Mark.
I don't think he was arrogant. He was trying to break the Jim Colbert code.
That's right, he was. An ear of corn has one silk strand per kernel. So when you pull it off, if you ever lake them out, and they're always in even numbers, I guess, the kernels are always in even numbers. A couple other things you may not know about corn before we get to the top of the hour. There are 6 types of corn grow here in the U.S. Dent corn, flint corn, pod corn, sweet corn, flour corn, and
feed corn.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
I think dent and flint corns are feed corns, if I remember right. But they have a specific breed of corn that is grown for popcorn. The world record for the tallest corn stalk is how many feet?
20.
11.
Jack wins, 35 feet tall.
Whoa!
So that means a corn stalk that you can look at this building and see the top. You're like, right there. And then lastly here, how much of the world's corn does the U.S. produce? Of all the corn on planet Earth, we produce this much of it.
40%.
Not a bad guess.
34.
Deb wins, again, a third, which is 33% of all of Earth's corn, of all of it. Our country grows a third of it.
That is
crazy. Let me tell you, I could have done corn facts until 7 o'clock. There is so much, and it was hard to write.
That's a ratings winner.
Yeah. It was hard to write a fake one. You know what the fake answer was going to be? Early Indians made shoes from corn husks, right? That was going to be my guess.
Yeah.
I looked it up. Guess what? Early Indians did make shoes from corn husks.
And I believe they also taught the Pilgrims to use a fish head. So when they planted the corn, put a fish head in there, and it would act as fertilizer.
Yeah. The other thing too, I was going to write. I was going to the other one was something else. Corn husks were used as the first brooms, right? That was my thing. I mean, you could get away with it. Guess what? Corn husks were used as some of the first brooms, along with twigs and hay and things like that.
Corn husks also made some of the first dolls.
Yeah, incredible, man.
And the corn cob was toilet paper.
Yeah. Or they had also dipped the corn cobs in some type of fuel oil of some sort like that and used them as like
torches.
As torches, yeah. Crazy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Missouri is executing a guy today for double murder. But I have a bit of a sensitive question about this because there's something that happened to this guy, and his sister and his mother both claim that this caused a major change in his behavior. But I'm going to tell you, I've seen some behavior change in people that have experienced this, but nothing like this. I'll tell you what that is next.
Real radio. Real radio.
104.1. Looking at heavy traffic today on I-4 in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. A serious crash on the turnpike has blocked all southbound lanes on the toll road at Scrub J Lane. Looking at heavy traffic northbound on the 429 due to activity reported near Winter Garden Vineland Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save up to $50 on your print purchase. Offer N76. Visit staples.com/print for details. Boost your business with Staples, your local print and marketing expert.
Man, it's Father's Day. It's time to break down and get Dad a brand new grill at a great price from Tools Ace Hardware. These guys are full of great gift ideas for Dad. Of course, if you're cooking outside, how about up to $300 off on a brand new Traeger grill grill. That way Dad can get that wood-fired flavor that he loves when he cooks for the family. Or maybe Dad likes propane grills. How about up to $150 off a grill from Napoleon? But Tools Ace also carries other cool stuff like grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, even better, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your Father's Day place.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timonary, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at freshfromflorida.com today.
Dude, we all can see you. You're not that tricky. Put the phone down. Trust me, nobody liked your last 50 posts. They're not going to like the one you just did while you were driving. I can see you, man. Don't pretend. Don't think because your hand's below the dashboard, I don't know what you're doing. This trial attorney, Jeff Kaufman, from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lynn. I'm the one who's going to be suing you. For all the other people, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell. Offices, Orlando.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. When I ran the first two amendments to bring medical marijuana to Florida, the politicians lied about everything, and now they're doing it again. They said then, and they're saying now, that smoke will be everywhere. That's nonsense and a complete lie. If Amendment 3 passes, adults can safely use marijuana, but not in public places. That's in the law and in the Constitution, just like with tobacco. So now let's finish what I started, and don't believe the lying liars from Tallahassee. Join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Safe, regulated, responsible. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better," unquote. Those are two of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all. And you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lynn Studios. Why Kaufman and Lynn? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Jimmy, this is Richard. Love the show. Hey, listen, I tell you, a lot of times y'all talk about relationships, and me and my woman's been together now 17, 18, almost 19 days, and it's all about communication. It just is. Hey, honey, bring me a beer. And so that's how we've gotten along so far, and it's looking really good for the future. And God dang it, I said bring me a beer. Yeah, it's about communications. And anyways.
Yeah, good job, buddy. I mean, 19 days, that's nothing to sneeze at, buddy.
That's another one with a no happy wake up.
They say it takes 18 days to establish a pattern.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first hurdle, right?
You better get that beer. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. This is, again, you never know when or what to talk about, when or what in this business. You just find stuff that you think is intriguing. You ask questions, and hopefully it hits. This isn't like a happy, fun story, but I do find it interesting because, some of us in these rooms have dealt with this. So there's a guy named David Hosier, Hosier. And in 2007, David killed his ex-girlfriend and her husband.
Ooh.
Because here's what was happening. He had started a relationship with a girl as she was separated from her husband. She started a relationship with this guy, David, and then eventually, reconciled with her husband and went back to him. Of course, leaving David in the dust, right? David did not do well with that. He actually went to their house, and when they opened the door, knock on the door, he shot them both dead right there. Killed the husband and his ex-lover. The day before the killings, he left voicemails for friends saying that he was going to, quote, finish it. Called another friend that said he was going to eliminate his problems. The next morning, a neighbor found Gilpin, which is the woman, and her husband, Rodney, at the threshold of their apartment. They had both been shot to death, all right? He was sentenced to death in Oklahoma, right? So after that, matter of fact, he begged the Oklahoma cops to shoot him dead when they showed up on the scene. Of course, they did not. He went through the justice system, and they adjudicated him guilty and sentenced him to death, right? There's a couple of things that happened here that the mom and the sister say that affected him and created a downward spiral. And that is the loss of his father. He was 16 years old when his father passed away. And the mom and the sister claim that when his father passed away, he started a downward spiral that began with him getting very angry with the mom and the sister, as if, they had something to maybe do with the dad's death, and never bounced back. It created what they called it a crater in this guy's life at 16 years old. Now, again, I've known people who have lost parents at a young age. Jack lost a parent at a young age. Yeah. My dad, I lost my mom like 3-4 years ago. She was, I'm not young, and she was not young either. But in those situations, it was way different because, my mom's situation, it was telegraphed. We knew it was going to happen kind of within reason. Jack's was not. Jack's father died of a cardiac arrest when he was 7.
When I was 7, yeah, just about a month before I turned 8 years old.
Right, yeah, about a month before 8 years old. Now, I have to ask, because this is interesting. I know a bunch of people at my age who have obviously lost parents, but I do not know one person who claims that the loss of a parent drove them to be what they are if they're not in the position in life they wanted to be. Maybe they had some alcohol problems, some drug problems, some mental issues. They said that he did have a stroke a little bit earlier in life, but he was still able to kind of maintain. But they both, the mom and the sister, attributed his behavior and his change in behavior to the loss of his dad. Now, again, when I lost my mom, I'm 51 or 2 years old. It's not going to affect me the way it would affect somebody at 16 years old. But when I did lose my grandmother at 16, which she was as important to me as anybody in my life, there was a bit of a wild thing that happened to me at that point, but I did not go off the deep end per se. Do you guys know anybody that had a death of their parent affect them like that to the point where it was the catalyst for them kind of spinning out of control? Because most people I know that lose parents, even at a young age, understand the loss. They deal with it. Some of them are long-term affected, but for the most part, they just have that little bit of depression and, that obviously that missing that parent and what they would have been in their life in that age.
I think for some, it's hard to connect the dots.
What do you mean by that? Because what dots?
So what leads to what? Because it can be something simple as me losing my dad at 7, not having a real strong male figure in my life until my later teen years, and just being feral for a while, and can fall into behaviors and patterns that would lead to other destructive patterns and behaviors.
Just by not having your dad as a disciplinarian around.
Yeah,
to
for one,
snatch you up.
Right. Yeah, so personally, just any trait, anything that, so that you can learn from a parent, if that's removed, you don't know the ripple effect that's going to have later in life.
Right,
and for some, it can be the thing that keeps them on the rails, as opposed to going off the rails to an extreme case, combined with some sort of mental illness that it caused someone to commit homicide in this situation.
Yeah. Premeditated too, by the way.
Yeah.
He told people he was going to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't know a high school girl I went to high school with, her personality changed drastically after she suddenly lost her sister.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
See, I think that would be, for me, and again, a parent thing you would see, but I would think the age there really matters. Like if you lose 10, 11 years old as opposed to 16, 17 years old, and I think that's highly dependent on what kind of mom you have, because, Jack, I agree with you 100%. When my parents got divorced, I did turn into a little bit of a wild child. I didn't have that fear that, my old man was going to be waiting there with that belt in his hand because, my mom really wasn't that kind of parent, but my dad was. So, when my dad was gone, because we didn't see each other a whole bunch after the divorce, that was one of those things where I was able to kind of feel that quote unquote freedom of being a little bit, like you said, feral.
Yeah.
But he wasn't passed away. He was just gone.
So for me, my mom was really the disciplinarian in the family. My dad was not. However, my mom, with 7 kids, was a single mom and working full time. So therefore, there was a lot of sisters watching and babysitting and watching me and my younger sister and stuff. And there was a lot of, and I say feral, like going out without, supervision for a while and just getting away with stuff.
Yeah.
Stealing my mom's car.
Yeah.
Look out.
I remember from high school, you would have, and we really, again, we didn't have this much. The only one I had is somebody in high school lost I think it was a brother, and it did affect him greatly because they were 2 peas in a pod. But that with siblings, that could be hit or miss because I wasn't super close with my sister when we were growing up. There was that perfect amount of age between us where she wasn't in high school the same time I was. She was coming to school as I was leaving. It was the same with middle school, so we never really interacted like that. So I didn't have that kind of relationship with my sister.
How many years?
It's only like 4.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just enough to separate us completely in those cultural things. Like, going to school, I'm leaving, she's coming in.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So, we never really had any of those life experiences like that. But man, when I read this story, I was like, wow, man, could that really have that big of an effect? But I guess it could.
It could.
If your dad is everything to you and you lose him.
That's your anchor in life.
Right.
And then, that sounding board, that wise voice, that, opinion, the help all of a sudden isn't there. And then you add in that just nonsensical anger that has no place to take hold and take root, that has no answer. There's nobody with the answer. And then he starts to make one bad choice after another.
You know what the funny thing is? I bet this is, I shouldn't say I bet, but it feels like this is more a father-son thing than it would be a mom-daughter thing for some reason. I would feel like I don't know, though. Maybe I don't know why I'm saying this, to be quite honest with you. It just feels like the loss of the dad in the idea of protecting the family seemed to have maybe a bigger impact. I don't know. Do you kind of understand what I'm saying there or no?
No.
Because there's a nurturing aspect and then there's a protection. Like, that's the matriarchal, patriarchal kind of thing where, in the stereotypical setup of the house, parents have roles kind of things. And I wonder if daughters are affected by the loss of moms as much they are as the loss of dads, and vice versa. If sons become, get more affected by the loss of a mom than a dad. I don't know.
I think it would depend on your individual relationship with that particular parent.
It has to, right? I mean,
because you don't hear people talk about beware, the father bear with his cubs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right, for sure.
It's always mama bear.
Yeah, somebody texted and said, my mom was murdered when I was 7. It definitely shaped how I lived my life. For me, it was the social factor. I suffer with the most always I feel judged in school or now at work for a non-conventional upbringing with no parents. And there is a weird stigma when you're that young, and I mean, Jack, did you deal with that in school? Did people in your school know that your father had passed? Did you ever get any ribbing or any comments like that when you were in school?
Yeah, so what are we talking, 2nd, 3rd grade?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that being a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Somebody just said, well, my dad killed himself in front of me and it affected my life. I mean... Yeah, I mean, of course it's going to do that. That's kind of, I mean, I'm not talking about that. I think everybody would understand. You have a pass for everything when that happens. In my world, if that happens to you, you have a pass to do whatever you want, and we just kind of have to deal with it because no human being should have to deal with that. This was a little bit different because this guy just lost his father to a natural cause thing. It was just passed away at 16, and apparently wasn't a bad guy until then, but it changed him completely.
And so it's like, when there's a void created when you lose that parent. And so what is filling that void? What are the influences that are going to imprint on that child? And if you do find yourself out in the world more, then it's that all-important friend group.
But
that's a roll of the dice.
You're so right, too, because I said this before when my grandmother passed and my parents were divorced. My dad moved to actually Indiana for work, and we stayed there. So I didn't see him very often. But I was lucky enough because I had 3 cool uncles that had completely different personalities, and they were all different. I got artsy rock and roll from one. I got be a good person from the other. The other one's a little sketchy. I learned how not to be sketchy from that one, But yeah, I was able to kind of pull from each of those men to get something I needed that was fulfilling what my dad would have offered at that point.
Right.
And it worked out okay. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I don't know how to ask for calls on this, but we are getting a lot of texts. I don't know how to ask for that. I don't know how to I really don't know if I want to hear, people tell me about how, or maybe if you just were affected. I feel so dirty. Talking about parents passing, but I just found this story really, really interesting. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Someday, Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you unclog the toilet?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now.
But until then, just tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Slow traffic continues east and westbound on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and 535 and between US 27 and the 429. The northbound left lane remains blocked with axe activity on the Greenway at the 434 exit. If you happen to see any other traffic problems in the Orlando area today, just make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Nasal Guard. People who suffer from allergies use Nasal Guard to prevent them. Nasal Guard's innovative gel and spray products protect you from all airborne allergens, no matter what the forecast holds. Visit Amazon, Walmart, or nasalguard.com today. Breathe better this spring. nasalguard.com.
Transform the look of your home with new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen delivers custom-designed, energy-saving windows and doors using their unique Fibrex material, which combines elegance and resilience, offering you double the strength of traditional vinyl. And improved indoor air quality, that's just one great benefit. Renewal by Andersen's beautiful designs with a variety of color options, hardware, and more also bumps up your home's curb appeal, too. And if you live on the coast, their turtle glass Glass protects sea turtles, which is perfect for Sea Turtle Protection Day on June 16th. Now through June, buy one window and or patio door and receive 40% off. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. And if you're looking for a new career, great news. They're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This is attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injured law firm of Kaufman & Lind. I'd like to thank some of the people in my firm who make this possible. Craig Lind, Christian Schlereth, Ken Schoenberger, Natalie Bailey, Sarah Burkhalter, Bree Lopez, Ashley Larson, Skylar Farazi, Renee Rosso, Catherine Ewing, Delaney Hogue, Patty Hotchkiss, Christopher Hunt, Christopher Diaz, Matthew Fondren, Jonathan Lamb, Sam Korth, Bridget Lind, David Love, Haley Weedman, and Alex Francis. I can't thank you enough. Contact us at winunions.com or dial pound 546. Offices Orlando.
Russell Peters, Relax World Tour.
I go, my parents are from India. She goes, oh, India. See, I knew India. Indian people, you have a big eyes and long eyelash like a cow. Wow, 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 wow.
August 1st, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know what to do. I just tipped her when thank you, bye-bye, and I left.
On sale now at casino.hardrock.com/Tampa or Ticketmaster.com. Russell Peters, Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
I'm Maria Konnikova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah, I too at 5.5 lost my dad. It's the people around you. It was the male role models, whether it was baseball or neighbors or, in the synagogue or church. As a young child, you're kind of looked at as like everybody wants to step in and help you be or be that man you don't have anymore. And I know I was fortunate that way, and I feel sorry for people that haven't had that.
I can relate with you, Jimmy, about my older sisters. They are complete and utter. Boy, I can't say those words on the radio. But after my dad passed in 2017, they put my mom in a home. And she's only 70 now. So I got her out the home. She lives with me. I take care of her. And both them, are written out the will.
This topic is really interesting, but I think it's kind of simplistic to say that a person who lost a parent would become so despondent that they could eventually turn into a cold-blooded killer without many other factors coming into play. And it's sad that the mother and the sister were not able to assist this man to the point where he was allowed to have a gun.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well.
I am.
Those comments come on the heels of a story that I pulled about a guy in Missouri, David Hosier, who is being executed, I think, today for killing a former lover and her husband after she decided she wanted to go back. She's a mother of two, by the way, working on repairing her marriage after breaking up with the husband, starting a relationship with this guy. He did not take the being dumped for the husband reconciliation quite well. Drove to their apartment, shot them both dead. And then the mom and the sister claimed that after his father passed at 16 years old, there was a marketed downward spiral to his behavior and a great anger toward women for some reason. So we were just kind of talking about that a little bit. We do have one call here, and those talkbacks were all great. I mean, again, I think Larry hit it on the head, and I think we discussed this earlier. I think when something like that happens, it's imperative that your family has someone that can step in or at least provide something. We just had a guy who just texted us just a second ago and said, just lost my wife of 20 years to cancer Sunday night.
Oh, my.
No.
3 boys, 14, 16, and 20, as well as a 23-year-old daughter.
Oh.
And this is the greatest thing, and this really sums this up. I could use some advice, but I'm not even sure on what.
Wow.
And when you say something like that, right, and then you kind of fast forward to this guy, this guy David, who was obviously, this guy the guy who killed this guy David Hosier, and you're like, I'm sure that he probably thought that same thing. I got a bunch of questions, but I don't even know who or what to ask, And then somebody actually just texted and said, I didn't go to my dad's funeral because he was taken from me at like 16, 15 years old, and I was mad at God.
Yeah.
Because of that.
That
I think
happens a lot.
That anger thing that sets in, especially, I believe, like you said, if you have a great relationship with that parent that you lose and you really lean on them for a lot of your guidance in life, and then that's taken away, and there seemingly is no reason that should have happened, no logic to it, sudden death, cardiac arrest, whatever the case may be, car crash, it doesn't matter. It's just hard to fill that hole up. I don't know. I agree, though. I did find it very interesting because the idea of that causing a downward spiral alone, because it does happen to so many people. It just seemed a little much, All right, 407-916-1041. Let's take this one call. Big T, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing good, Jimmy. Thank you very much. And, like you were just saying, there's a million different angles to come at with this whole subject. There's no one answer. There's no 100 answers. And, I lost my dad August 10th, 2022. And there's definitely aspects of what I went through where I spiraled in certain ways. Definitely not as extreme as this case, thank God. But, my drinking increased. My changes in attitude towards situations in life changed. A lot of stuff really changed for me. And the one biggest thing that seems to come up again and again throughout this whole conversation is I'm still looking for answers. I lost my dad tragically. It was out of nowhere. it was a tragic accident, and there's a million phases, there's a million things, and I mean, I wish we could talk about this for a whole show because there's all that stuff there. But
yeah,
I mean, it's extremely difficult sometimes. I mean, and thank God I am lucky enough where not necessarily having a ton of family in the area, but I have people I can lean on. I have good friends and a good system around me. And without that, I mean, I would have gone to straight to murdering, but I mean, I could have fallen down into a much deeper and dark area if it had not been for the help I had surrounding me.
Yeah, T, I think, by the way, thanks for your call, boss. Always good hearing from you. I do believe that same thing. I think your support system, like I was saying with my uncles, when you have that support system, you can at least get beyond it. You can have something that doesn't allow you every minute of every day to dwell on the fact that this is, quote, happened to you. Because I think that's the case as well, right? It happened to you. This is happening directly to me. Nobody else is feeling this pain, just me. Even though that person meant something to everybody in their family, I'm sure, but you take it so personally, I would guess,
Well, it's a loss to each individual person, so how you experience loss would be your own individual experience.
Yeah, no question. I bet this probably happens with divorces as well. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know that it takes a death to bring on behavior like this. I think
definitely not.
I think a divorce, an abandonment from a parent would probably produce the same kind of thing. Maybe not a murderer per se.
Yeah, but also it's the death of the dad could have been a catalyst event, but there are so many other things. And to that one woman's talk back on the rejoin, there are so many other factors have to come into play before homicide and you resort to murder. Because I mean, everyone loses someone at some point, and
right.
It's not everyone. It is not a cause of murder. It is, it could be a cause, the beginning to a depression or a behavior that, if it goes untreated, can, lead down a dark path. And for some people, like, Big T was talking about, having that support group helping him, without that, I think more people can probably would dissolve into self-harm. And whether it's intentional or not, depression, or there are many different ways it can manifest itself. But, it seems like, pinning a murder, saying, oh, if my dad didn't die when he did, this would never have happened. I think is a big leap.
Yeah, I think it is as well. But I mean, you have to give it. I mean, this is the mom and the sister saying it. I mean, you would think that if anybody would know this cat well enough,
changed him,
changed him to the point where he was, he was spiraled. That's the word they use, is spiral. And he did stalk this woman for a few weeks beforehand. She was actually in the process of getting a restraining order and a protection order. She was actually in the process of changing residence as well, because he knew where she was and had access. All of that was supposed to happen within the next, I think, 7 to 10 days before the active happened. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We'll move on a little bit. I did find this interesting. You guys know that Ron DeSantis signed some new legislation kind of reining in homeowners associations. Did you guys see that?
No.
So let me tell you something, man. This has been, and really the catalyst of this was this big neighborhood down in Southwest Florida, where I think a number of the people who are running the association wound up stealing $2 million from it. It's a neighborhood, like I said, down in Southwest Florida, in that Naples, Fort Myers area. And what are the changes? Like, how could you possibly change this? Well, what was happening is people were getting fined and getting liens on their house for leaving their garbage cans out for 1 day or 2 hours or 4 hours past the time when their garbage was picked up.
Come on, man.
These people were coming in there and complaining about it. Trivial transgressions, they were saying, leaving trash cans out beyond a day of collection, having holiday lights on their house after the holidays for an extended period of time. It doesn't really say how long, but it says and you're supposed to have a 14-day notice before any action is taken. So if you live in a neighborhood that's deed restricted and you do Christmas lights, and then it's coming up on Valentine's Day, and you haven't pulled down your Christmas lights, if the HOA issues you a letter, says you have 2 weeks to pull those down, I think that's a fair amount of time, is it not?
Oh, yeah.
That's a fair amount of time.
I would say.
rolling up on somebody and saying, hey, these have been up 2 days too long. We're fining you, $60 a day until you get these down. That's a lot different. But what happens is they basically have empowered a number of different tools for homeowners associations. Here's the other thing too. So it says that the ultra local panels of government that decide what color your door should be, how clean you need to keep your mailbox. What they're going to have to do is, if you want to be on an HOA board member now, you're going to be required to be trained and regulated by the state of Florida.
All right.
So if you're on an HOA in this state come July 1st of this year, you are going to have to be trained and regulated by the state of Florida to be on an HOA board. And I think that's great news.
Yeah, these people wield a lot of power when it comes to being able to fine people and put liens on their homes.
Yeah.
So
the power, that lien power is a little too loose, by the way.
Yeah, because it's suddenly your garbage can is out too late, and what's my option? To either give in to this or spend how much on a lawyer?
Right. Yeah. That's true.
And to fight this, and then possibly still can lose and be out. It's It's just I've always had a dislike of HOAs, and that so other people having that control, and I know what they do. It's guess what? It is the nicer communities, right?
Yeah, it is. Matter of fact, this is called the hammocks where this all started.
Yeah, I ride my bike through them all the time. I see that's where the kids want to go trick or treating.
Right,
they are the nicer communities.
I'll take my neighborhood any day.
Same. Yeah. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Really? See, I actually like HOAs. Because here's the problem. Because here, I'll tell you the problem. I keep my S together. Right? When I move into your neighborhood, my house is going to look great. We're going to mow our lawn. We're going to keep our house clean. We have pride in ownership. Not everybody has that. And, I'm not going to live next door to somebody who, just because they had the money to buy the house and decided they want to see how high they could grow their grass or how many big wheels they could park in their front yard, I got no interest in that. And if I'm not empowered to say something about it, it really it disenfranchises property owners and reduces your value.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you live in an HOA now.
I do.
But okay, see, I don't want to live in an HOA because I'm going to count on my neighbors to be adults. And you're going to always have I don't want somebody with too much time on their hands clocking my garbage can.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month so someone with too much time on their hands can come up with a ruler and measure my grass and then put a lien on my home, which will possibly leave me out on the streets because Jeopardy wasn't on when you wanted it.
Right.
If there was more balance with an HOA, I would be interested in living in HOA. But as long as they have this kind of unwieldy power where they can decide, I want no part of it.
Could you imagine a widower who loses her husband, whose passion project was a sailboat that he was restoring in his backyard, only to have their neighbor turn them in because what? It peeked over the fence? And she had to have that removed, dealing with the loss of her husband, and now must lose the thing that he loved of that sailboat. You can relate, right?
So good.
Jim?
So ninja.
Do you know what my regret about that is? Jack's talking about me, by the way.
Is telling him?
Do you know what my regret about that is?
Telling us?
I'll tell you. That I didn't have two phones. That's my regret. That I didn't have two phones, because I would have called the HOA from both phones, one in the right ear, one in the left, telling them to get this rickety-ass sailboat away from my property. It is destroying every single dime of my value.
It was your neighbor at a previous one of your 7 houses ago, I think. Your neighbor had a sailboat in the backyard.
Yeah, a 28-foot sailboat with a 7-foot skeg.
And you didn't like looking at it.
It had a rickety-ass 2x4 that he built. Like it looked like something that Tim, oh, God, what's the guy that makes all the weird movies? The ones you like.
Oh, Tim Horton.
Yeah, no, come on, stop. He makes coffee.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, right. It looked like something that he would have made for one of his crazy movies.
Cool.
To hold this
now
boat
it's
up.
art.
A bunch of makeshift tarps. It was awful. And she knew it was bad. And she got her sons out there to take it down, too.
Oh, what a broken heart.
But what this is so that they don't have too much power. And also, one of the other things they want is they want transparency in the rules. Because a lot of these HOAs, if you don't know the rules, they have a hard time dealing them out, right? So what they want to do is every year make sure the HOA basically gets a not like a signed document, but proof, kind of like we do here at the station when we have to do certain tasks for the company to make sure so that they are aware that we know what's going on, that kind of thing. That's what they're trying to do. He's just trying to disempower these guys, not like the wrong people on these HOAs. That's the problem. Deb, you hit it on the head. It's not that there's an HOA, it's who's running it.
Exactly.
Because the HOA in the neighborhood I came from before I moved out really wasn't bad. They were just a little inept. It's hard to get people who are not busy enough to do this. So when you think about who runs HOAs, think about it. It's people who don't have jobs or anything else to do, like you were saying, and their entire life is looking for infractions in that neighborhood.
But then also look at, like, you have some real issues in Baldwin Park where you had just left, where they have increased HOA rates to the point that we had a lot of people the last time we talked about it text us at 77031 and say those HOA rates have now priced me out of my home.
It's completely ridiculous. I would pay more for my HOA fees in Baldwin Park than I paid for my first mortgage when I bought a house here in Central Florida for the first time.
Unless you're coming over and cutting my grass and making me that smoky old fashioned, I don't see what good you're doing for me.
This Hammocks, by the way, is a 5,500 home residential community. It's in actually West Kendall. It's near Miami, not Southwest Florida. And it says 6 HOA members and their relatives were arrested for stealing $2 million. And that's what caused a Republican legislator down there to kind of snap into it, go, you know what? These things have had too much power for too long. It's time to snap that whip. And that's exactly what they did. So July 1st, as of July 1st here in Florida, if you can hear my voice, you need to re-up your knowledge of your HOA rules because they have changed dramatically. Don't get pushed around in your own neighborhood. It's dumb.
Yeah. That's dull.
It is dumb.
Keep that sailboat.
I hate this. Boy, I got to tell you, Code Black ran the HOA for our area.
Oh, that must have been a party.
The greatest HOA by far. I'm telling you, if everybody had Sean Cable running their HOA, they would have to have a lottery to move into that thing. He took that money and did stuff that the community actually wanted. You know what he did? They rebuilt this, they redug out the entrance to the neighborhood because it has a little sign there, and they re-cleaned that. They just got a bunch of people around from the neighborhood, dads. They let them know 2 weeks in advance, hey, we're going to go over there and do this work, get it done. They throw street parties that have like food trucks and DJs for their neighborhood. That's how it should be done. That's how you ingratiate yourself to neighborhoods. You're doing cool stuff, not constantly being the heavy. That sucks. Who wants that?
Apparently, a lot of HOAs.
Yeah, maybe so. They want that property value to stay up there. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Single break. We'll come back. Do you heard it here first and get the hell out of here on a Tuesday.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
What's up, Central Florida? Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergman here. Temperatures mid to upper 80s through the rest of the week. Rain chances are high daily at 70 to 80% for scattered showers and storms. It doesn't rain every hour. Not a washout by any means, but when it rains, it pours. And we could have several inches of rain across many parts of the area. The weekend rain chances come down to about 40-50%. So not nearly as wet for Saturday and Sunday as Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think will end up being.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save up to $50 on your print purchase. Offer N76. Visit staples.com/print for details. Boost your business with Staples, your local print and marketing expert.
And every time you walk around your house and you walk past your bathrooms, are you happy? Do you look in that guest bathroom and go, you know what? Good job. You look awesome. Everybody's happy. You don't embarrass me. Master bathroom, maybe the same thing. But maybe, just maybe, you're in a house where you don't feel that way. And every time you walk past those bathrooms, whether it be your master or your guest bath, you just get a little more angry. You can't have those special times at your house. Always wind up at your mom's or your brother's. And the reason why is because you're just embarrassed from that bathroom. Let me tell you something, man. Let me empower you with my friends at Rebath in Mid-Florida. They're ready to get that terrible bathroom out and get a new bathroom in, increasing your property value and making you happier with your house. How do they do that? With incredible installers and an insane catalog of beautiful products that you can choose from right there there every time. Multiple choices for toilets and sinks and tubs and vanities and lighting and cabinetry. You work with their design team and their products to put together something you're going to love forever. Drop by the website, rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters, and remember to mention the Jim Colbert Show for $800 in upgrades. Again, that's rebathmidfla.com.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
It's a shot and a goal, Torhaldsen! Orlando City is back at home in 2 weeks as your Lions take on LAFC on Saturday, June 15th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Walt Disney World. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. What's a Walt Disney World thrill feel like? There's only one way to know. Go. Come experience an amazing collection of thrills, soaring, roaring, and blasting through all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks. For more information, visit disneyworld.com/thrills.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Jim Colbert here for FAS Windows and Doors. Are your energy costs through the roof? Well, it's time to replace your single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option available. Keep the heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. Too much outside noise getting in? Considering replacing older windows and doors with laminated insulated glass, providing as much as 100% improvement. Keep that noise outside where it belongs. Offering rebates of $100 per window and $200 per door. Also offering 24-month, no money down, no payment, no interest financing. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS or visit them online. Trust the leader, FAS.com.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage. Navage. Breathe easy.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to this station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show. Unless you're watching us talk, then you're likely on YouTube. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe today.
My question about HOAs, what do you do when the president of the HOA is getting kickbacks from a lawn business that parks all of his trashy trucks all up and down our streets, 6 of them to be precise, and it just looks awful, and nobody can do anything about it?
You can vote him out.
It's a touchy subject for sure. I agree with T. A billion ways to look at it. Clifford West Palm. I gotta tell you, man, I'm 36 years old. I still got my parents. They've been married 48 years. Me and my dad are best friends. I'm him 2.0. I say it all the time. I can't imagine losing him. I don't know what I would do. I think about it a lot. I would just try to make him proud as he's gone. Who knows? Everyone's different.
That's right, buddy. You're right.
Hey, Jim. I lost my wife when she was giving birth to our fourth boy. She had amniotic fluid embolism. We almost lost him. They managed to save him. I was worried that the boys were going to blame him, but never happened. They were the best boys ever. And they were 7, 5, 3, and then obviously the newborn. And it was almost 15 years ago on this Thursday. Bye.
Wow,
so
man.
Sorry.
Unbelievable. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. You know, we had a friend that lost her husband to brain cancer. Young, awesome guy, power couple, just, you know, both teachers, both wonderfully respected in their schools. She was a coach, and he did some extracurricular stuff as well and was highly respected. Found a tumor, and I think it went from finding it to being passed, and within 2 years, you know, I think she has 2 kids with him. I think the one that when he passed, the one child was only months old when it happened.
And of course, the fear there is, what are they going to remember?
Right, yeah. If, you know.
If,
all right.
yeah.
Again, 407-916-1041. Coming up tomorrow, we do have Animal House. We'll also have Scott Maxwell. Scott sent me an advanced copy of his story that he did.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, that is really, really, really crazy. So I'll give you a little preview of what we'll talk to Scott about tomorrow. Remember the law that they passed banning local governments from providing breaks and relief from heat to workers that work outside?
Yes.
Let's just say it's based in that. And all of that story isn't exactly what it's kind of maybe chopped up to be. That maybe there's some other circumstances beyond there. And when you hear what it is, it's infuriating.
All right.
It's infuriating because you're under the perception that this particular organization is here to help. But apparently that isn't the case. And I mean, when you talk about strong arm tactics, I did not know. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not so naive. I didn't think it was as prevalent to strong arm internally. From government agency to government agency as it is. But let me tell you, according to how this thing is written, these people flex like mob bosses flex. Seriously.
Oh, I'm laughing because I know what you're talking about.
Like high-level CEOs flex. Like when they come, I'm going to crush your soul if you don't do this for me or provide me this service or whatever. Genuinely unbelievable. All right, again, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. And Animal House tomorrow, who do we have in?
We're going to have Sergeant Jay Nix from the Marion County Sheriff's Office and his retired canine Drago. Who's actually one of the dogs featured on Canines United specialty license plate that Florida drivers can now order. Yeah.
That's cool. When did they open that up? That just happened this year, did it not?
It did, yeah. And that organization is also behind some laws that got changed in Florida where if you hurt a police canine or a horse, you face enhanced charges.
Right. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be huge.
Yeah, that's good. Man, I can't wait to meet him.
I know, I can't either.
Oh, he's coming in, right?
He is.
He's a giant German Shepherd?
He's supposed to be a giant German Shepherd, and he just releases him in the studio.
Oh, don't say that. All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Chiquita brands, you know.
Oh, yeah, bananas, right?
Yep. Well, they're being found liable for 8 killings by a right-wing paramilitary group that the company helped finance in Colombia. The New York Times reports the Florida jury ordered the multinational banana company to pay nearly $40 million to 16 family members of farmers and others who were killed. Here's some of this strong-arming stuff that you don't realize with the brands of food that you buy. Chiquita paid the group from 1997 to 2004 to secure what it called, quote-unquote, security services.
Mm-hmm.
Chiquita says it will appeal.
This is basically the Stones hiring the Hells Angels for security. They were literally hiring a
right-wing paramilitary group to provide security services.
Yeah.
All right. We all know that we're bombarded with personalized ads.
Yes, we are.
Well, add another industry to this. United Airlines customers will soon see ads specifically targeted to them on the seat back screen.
Oh, wow, because they know who's sitting there.
The airline announced that it's selling ads using customer data.
Wow.
Creating personalized advertising.
Wow.
The Chicago-based carrier has ad deals with brands like Norwegian Cruise Line, Macy's, and Chase. Now, if this is not in your wheelhouse, you can opt out by filling out a form on the United website.
Really? Saying you don't want it to be inundated with that stuff.
You don't want them using your personal data to come up with personalized ads.
Could you imagine that's what I would do is about a month before I was taking a flight? I would just search the craziest websites and then have them ping my thing with the, I think that guy's a furry.
Right, exactly.
I think he dresses up like a bear and has sex.
I think he just ordered something from the Dragon Company.
Right.
All right, and speaking of flying, a now viral TikTok video is showing the reaction of TSA agents at a Minnesota airport when a man tried to carry 10 cans of Spam onto a plane.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but for some reason, the video posted late last month showed the Massachusetts man trying to board a flight to Minneapolis St. Paul International when a TSA agent started pulling the Spam cans from his carry-on. He told the agent the cans came, quote, straight from the factory.
I got this fresh today, Bo.
And included special flavors like teriyaki.
Yeah?
The agent performed a test on the cans. Apparently, they found the one TSA agent in the whole world who's never heard of Spam.
Wow.
Performed a test on the cans before letting him through with his prize. The video has been viewed nearly 500,000 times.
Good Lord.
And has generated more than 3,000 comments.
Good gracious alive. That is kind of weird, though. When you roll through there with a duffel bag full of Spam, that's suspect. I don't care what you're doing or what your story is. That's suspect.
Well, better cans of Spam than pants full of primates.
Right, yeah.
And either way, you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Spam may be more dangerous than a bomb. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Elixir first and foremost for our delicious lunch. Don't forget, you can check out the soccer game tomorrow night and enjoy all of their great drinks and food. We also want to thank Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth. You can hear his segment at JimColbertLive.com. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Absolutely. Jack, we have a question of the day?
We most certainly do. Do you live in an HOA or deed-restricted community? Where do you think it comes in?
Man, in Florida, I think it's almost impossible not to live in a neighborhood that doesn't have one. I think I would say probably 60% of the people in our audience do live in a deed-restricted neighborhood.
Not too far off. 52% say yes.
Yeah. It's almost impossible to find a place in a developed neighborhood that doesn't have some semblance of,
of an
all
HOA.
New development.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. All right, again, coming up tomorrow, Scott Maxwell, Animal House in tomorrow, so we should have a good time there. Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Let's get the hell out of here, Jack. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Can I come too?
You can.
Okay, good.
Come on, Deb.
Yay!
I didn't say that you weren't invited. Get out of here.
No, but you just said, hey, Jack, you ready to go?
He's running the show.
Clothes are off. Come on, Deb.
On behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Colbert Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic rainy evening.
Yeah, be safe and stay dry. Bye.
Oh, shut up. A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.